I'm addicted to success.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to your new favorite podcast, The Ain't Shit Show, the home of booze, views, and unpopular opinions. I want to thank you for joining us for episode 51.
51
in the English. My name is Fresh, and I'm one half of the pod guys, and with me is the best single-lingual man in all of the podcast land. Single-lingual. Mr. B. Hill.
What up, y'all? What's happening? I'm in this bitch.
The crowd's going wild.
Yeah.
For B. Hill.
We fighting.
What's popping?
Beat niggas up like fucking Rondo.
Hey, I got that. We talking about that. And you know, this ain't a sports podcast, but we need to talk about that because
that's culture. That ain't necessarily just sports.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what it transcends that. But what's up? What you been up to, bro?
Man, I ain't been doing shit. I did a whole lot of nothing this weekend. I ain't do shit. I had a couple birthday parties, mad dad shit. I did mad dad shit. Like, had a birthday party.
Dad.
And I didn't really do shit. Actually, I just was around the house. It felt awesome to do nothing, just chill for the most part.
Hey, it be like that.
Yeah, just watch football and watch some basketball. Yeah, the basketball started and I watched college football. I was just cold chilling. You know what I mean? Watched some Netflix. Found some dope shit on Netflix. If y'all want some dope shit on Netflix, it's if y'all into documentaries and shit, it's this dope documentary. It's called the 90s. And it's actually it's several series.
Yeah, I put that on my list.
70s,
too.
They got the 70s, 80s, and the 90s, and I don't think they have a 2000s yet, but they need to. But it's just
they
basically like chronicling the whole fucking 90s and especially for the 90s for me, because that's when I grew up. So like,
right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
But I was a kid, so I wasn't paying attention to a lot of that shit. But like, it goes in phases. Like, it starts, you know, like with pop culture, and then it goes into music, and then like TV and how TV changed. It's like, and it was mad shows, like mad nostalgia and shit. But it was ill how like how, you know, they show the corruption in the government and shit while with all the Bill Clinton scandals and all that. That motherfucker was wild. Bill Clinton was wild as fuck. That nigga did mad shit while he was in office. That nigga did. But he was so smooth on the mic, you know what I'm saying? Pause. Like, that nigga was just nasty with his mouth.
Pause.
Again. But yeah.
I have that on my list.
Dope.
I definitely want to see that.
That and the Quincy Jones.
People
watch the
said
Quincy Jones documentary too. That shit is live.
I had a busy weekend, and I have a more so chill weekend, I feel like, coming up. So it's some things I want to watch, and the Quincy Jones shit and the 90s shit is on my list.
Quincy Jones is one of the illest niggas ever. Like, all the shit that he be talking and putting in the press, that shit is 100% true. Because if you watch that documentary, you'll be able to tell. Because that nigga, he's done every fucking thing. Like,
that nigga is the Black Forrest Gump.
That nigga he is behind everything, my nigga. Like, this nigga did, like, not to give it away, but I mean, it's fucking history. I mean, it is what it is, but like, he did the damn.
Don't spoil the end.
I know, right? Like, it's just a part of his life. But he did, up until most recently, everything that he did, like, you know, creating Thriller and responsible for Michael Jackson's adult career. But he did he did the music for the grand opening of the African American Museum in DC and shit. Like, he did the whole production,
dope.
the whole score and shit. Like, he did the whole score. He did all the music, did all the, like, not the choreography and shit. But,
choreography.
But I mean, he was a part of like having the dancers, and when the dancers come out, like, he had the whole production and shit. And this nigga like 85 and shit. Like, shit was awesome, bro. Like, that nigga got mad kids, and he's the fucking GOAT. That nigga live.
Listen, the latest story.
He's the most interesting man in the world.
Hold on. So Ray Charles,
got
him hooked on heroin for 5 months that he used to buy from Malcolm X. If that ain't a crazy story, that's crazy as a bitch.
Damn, I ain't know the Malcolm X part. That's cold.
Yeah, Malcolm X used to be the nigga who used to sell him the heroin.
That's Red. That was Red. That was Malcolm.
Yeah, exactly.
Malcolm Little. That was Malcolm X.
Yeah, that was Malcolm Little.
Yeah.
Malcolm here go a little bit of heroin. Yeah.
Them niggas was live back in the day.
That's why I say, like, I don't know if y'all, especially the younger people who might listen to this podcast, if y'all have ever seen Forrest Gump. Like, Forrest Gump has been in, like, all random parts of history and shit. That's Quincy Jones, my nigga. Like,
This nigga
I haven't
is
seen the
amazing.
documentary, but just based on the stuff that I know, it's all mad random, and Quincy Jones is there. Like,
So like the shit that was be
He
ill for
there.
me, like these niggas be like, so like 80, like for the younger people again that listen to this podcast, like slavery was so not that long ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause Quincy Jones is a person that his mama was a fucking former slave. You know what I'm saying? Or no. Well, I don't know if she was a former slave.
No, his grandma.
Yeah, his grandma. But shit.
His grandma.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he 80 something. He's somebody grandma and granddaddy. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Great grandma, granddaddy.
yeah. So it's like, that shit crazy, man. Like, just to know, you know what I'm saying? Cause he grew up in
shit,
Chicago.
in this
That nigga
day
had
and
his
age,
hand
he might be
stabbed.
great,
He was
great.
stabbed at like, cause he used to steal when he was like 7 or 8 cause his mama and, I don't know. Niggas be live. And then niggas had put a knife in a 7-year-old hand, like in Chicago and shit. He was in the ghetto in Chicago. Niggas had stabbed his hand, like clean through. He had put it on the table and shit. Nigga put a hole in that motherfucker with a knife. How can you do that to a 7-year-old? Motherfucker been crazy, man.
That's crazy.
Motherfuckers been
but
crazy.
I think, stories like that is,
Need to be told.
It needs to be told, one, but I think stories like that shows you like that little bullshit that you whining over and sulking over and all depressed over ain't no real shit.
No.
You can overcome that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not to down nobody's feelings and shit, but you can get past most shit.
Yeah.
Like, you think about niggas that like Quincy Jones and be giving y'all the whole rundown about the shit. Like, niggas done been through some shit and still came out successful.
Oh yeah,
like,
successful,
amazing.
fucking,
You know what I'm saying?
That
So
nigga had a brain aneurysm. Fuck, that nigga,
Right.
But that nigga had, man, hey, watch that shit. I'm telling you, like, especially.
It man's motherfuckers that's still in the fetal position cause they dad wasn't around.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, but I don't get it. Like, I get it, but that shouldn't just inhibit you from doing shit when this 7-year-old's getting stabbed in the hand. I mean, like, all types of
and then that
crazy
nigga going to play
shit.
trumpet
Hooked
with
on
that
heroin
hand.
at
That nigga
15.
going downtown
Yeah.
to play trumpet with the damn stabbed up hand that make 40 cent. You know what I'm saying? To get a loaf of bread and some eggs and some shit like that.
That nigga Kuta Kente with the hand and still out here being great.
That nigga, man. That nigga was dope, man. But yeah, so needless to say, to get back to my point, like Netflix is an interesting place because like Netflix is kind of taking away the sense of urgency to watch shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, cause everything is just readily available versus like watching shit in, like, say for example, every Sunday when Insecure come on, like, I don't necessarily have to be there cause I know it's on demand, but the urgency and like, oh shit, this shit finna come on. I want to sit in front of my TV. Like, it kind of gives you that feel, and Netflix has kind of ruined that a little bit. Like, so you can always, like, it's never a sense of urgency to go watch some shit. You know what I mean? Like, cause you can always watch the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not really, it's not a lot at all that I wouldn't necessarily blame it on Netflix. I wouldn't blame it on my DVR period. But you know,
DVR.
you don't have to be in a spot. Like, I remember being young and you had to be in front of your TV at 8 o'clock
Or
if you
record
wanted to
that
watch
bitch.
the Cosby Show. You know what I mean? Like, and thing about it is, well, nobody even, well, not in my household, niggas won't record and shit like that.
Shit.
On the VHS. and
We
shit.
did. You had to set that bitch all day. You had to set some shit. If you would, my mom
had
used
the
to watch some
motherfucking
stories.
24-hour tape
Yeah,
and
my
shit.
mom used to watch some stories and shit. She got them set them bitches. She set that bitch all day. When we leave out in the morning, she recording all the goddamn ABC for the
I used to
whole day.
record mad videos, bro. Like, I used to record videos.
Hell
I used
yeah.
to do that shit all day. Like, my brother used to be out, like, running the streets and shit. When I wasn't fucking playing sports or whatever, if I was in the crib, you know, chilling or whatever, I'm sitting there waiting for certain videos to come on so I can record
That
them
shit
bitches.
was the shit.
Dog,
Video
I had
Soul
a
was
whole,
the best shit in the world, man. BET
I
was
had a
the
whole
shit,
library,
man.
my nigga.
BET
I had a
was that
whole library for like probably about 5 years. And my mom ain't throw away them tapes. I probably got at least 5 years worth of videos. On
That's
them
hard.
shits, like everything on there. Like,
Transfer them shit.
I used to be about that shit, and I used to print off lyrics to songs. So this the early 90s. So this internet just getting popping. You know
That's
what I mean?
why you
Like,
gotta
I
watch
used to
the
print
90s. That's why you gotta watch that 90s documentary, because that shit talks about like how the internet got popping and like niggas. Man, I'm so mad. Like, that shit, niggas had harebrained ideas that fucking are 40-50 billion dollar companies now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I got a question though. So when we talk about 80s, 90s, 2000s, is it, I always classify it as like your most informative years, like your teenage years.
Yeah.
That's the way I always think about shit. Like when people say, you know, I grew up in the 90s or I grew up in the 80s or I grew up, you know, whatever. Like, is that how it's classified? Like when you say I grew up in, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I
like,
think it's the 80s babies, 90s was raised. Like, cause I was born in 83, so the 90s
right.
raised me. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that like made sense was in the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. Like the 90s, like that's where I learned everything. Like that's where I knew everything. Like that's how I began to like really think for myself. Cause that's when you know, you turning into a teenager or you're turning into, you know, you
a young adult type
12,
shit. Yeah.
but yeah, you know what I'm saying? You going into that shit, you know what I'm saying? Cause I don't know, like the 90s was dope as fuck. I see why people are still obsessed with the 90s
was
though.
ill, yo. And it really gets ill when you watch that fucking, that shit on Netflix, cause it just goes through all the shit. Like it's so much shit.
How many episodes is it? Cause it is like a series of shit.
Yeah, it's like it's like, I'm on episode 7. You know what I'm saying? They just went through the whole Jordan bullshit.
Yeah.
Like it's just crazy, like to see how the politics was, and like, and the nigga Trump was trying to make it, like he was making charges and shit, and like threatening, warning niggas that he was gonna run and shit. The shit is just fucking nuts. Like the shit comes.
Hey, they
circle.
always have the shit where the Simpsons predicted, like on the internet, they always had some shit like, yo, the Simpsons predicted this shit. Like they predicted the Trump shit. I just saw some recent shit, so y'all know that weed just became legal in Canada.
They predicted that shit.
They predicted that shit. Like it's mad shit that the Simpsons predicted. But that shit crazy. What did I do this weekend?
Yeah, what you do?
So I saw The Hate You Give on Friday. I recommend that everybody go see that shit. Like that was an excellent movie. And when I say excellent, I mean the way the story was laid out, like it hits on so many facets of just like racism and all that shit. And it's entertaining, but that shit is definitely going to send you through some emotions. The police shooting is kind of the backdrop for the whole thing. Right. You know what I'm saying? But it's just so many things that are like relevant. Like, and the theater was mad mixed. Like it was surprising to me how mixed the theater was, cause it was mad white people in there and it was young white people in there too. You know what I'm saying? Like teenagers and shit in that joint. You know what I'm saying? And like that joint was so crazy. Like
it's a novel, right? It's based on a novel, right?
Yeah, it's based on a novel. I never read the novel. Maybe. But it's really, really good. I definitely recommend, but you definitely gonna go through some emotions on that shit, like mad emotions. Yeah. But it's mad real. Like if you could take like a week of what you see on social media, like shit that gets you pissed off in relation to like race and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all that like in one movie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it did in the box office this weekend, but I definitely feel like we should have went out and supported that more because it was promoted, but I don't know if it was promoted, you know what I'm saying, like it should be. Yeah. But the trailer or whatever does not do it justice. I just wanted to go support the movie, you know what I'm saying, and see what it was about. And I had people saying, of course, and get the Cheeto popcorn. That's why I picked the particular theater that I picked.
That's hard.
You know what I'm saying? Cause that bitch ain't cheap either.
I've never had it, but I know it's fire.
It is, bro. Cause because the motherfucking popcorn is regular popcorn.
Talk to me now.
Buttery ass popcorn. I'm gonna talk dirty.
Come on now.
And then there's motherfucking Cheetos in the fucking popcorn, mixed in the popcorn.
Oh yeah. You talking freaky
bro,
now.
you making me uncomfortable. Pause. And then the shit is warm. So like the Cheetos and the popcorn is warm. Duh. What? But anyway, yeah, go see that shit. Like it's a great movie. It is Sex in a Bucket.
Bucket sex. Get some bucket sex. I want to go to the movies and get some bucket sex. Can you ring the bucket sex? What, sir? What do you want?
Man, you seem like the nigga that put a hole in the bottom of the popcorn and put your dick in it.
That's so wild. So one time in middle school, right? So like, speaking of which, so one time, like, I seen some shit on a movie. I have no idea what movie it was, but like, I remember like this motherfucker used to, I don't know if it was a movie or, I don't know. I remember like this motherfucker used to stick his hand in his pants and like open the zipper and put his finger out and like tell girls to look at. I swear to God it was a movie, so I was impressionable as fuck. So I remember in 7th grade, I did that shit one time, right? And did it. The girl started laughing. She thought that shit was funny. And then the second time I tried to do it in like another class, I got caught by the teacher. The teacher's like, what are you doing? Man. And I was like, oh.
And why your dick so little?
Nah, I ain't even make it there. I'm trying to get in my pants. Like first, like I'm trying to get underneath my belt and shit.
That's even worse because you look like you trying to fucking beat off.
And she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, nothing. Oh, nasty. She probably looks motherfucking nasty as hell. What's wrong with you? I'm surprised she ain't write me up for this shit. Yeah.
Hey, that's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Misspent youth.
So, give her a shout out. Who was it?
Who, the teacher?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I just said it was a misspent youth.
I
used to do a lot of stupid, weird shit when I was a kid.
I went to Charlotte as well this weekend to hang out with some
Charlotte,
friends and shit.
L-I-double-T.
Yeah, shout out to Tia. It was her birthday. It was super lit. She got a new crib and shit. Shout out to you and all your blessings.
Yeah, shout out to you, Tia.
Shout out to her and her blessings because she was having us take shots. Them niggas got me drunk as fuck, bro. Like drunk as fuck. But I bring this up to say, every fucking party you go to, like house party shit, it's always that one nigga that always get too fucking drunk and annoying, my nigga.
Yeah.
Like it was this nigga there, he was from Baltimore and shit.
Oh, so he was doing and two and on top of being drunk.
Doing and two.
Fuck. That would have been
a
deal breaker for me. Like, this is nigga here. Dude.
His accent wasn't real heavy. But once you get to talking to him, like it kind of kick in, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't where you couldn't understand him because he'd been in Charlotte for a minute, you know what I'm saying? But he started out alright, dude, but you compete when a nigga got a little bit of extra on him, you know what I'm saying? And then once that nigga got fucking drunk, he was annoying as fuck. Like he was, this my man over here,
I hate them niggas.
In the pictures with all the girls, like I'm trying, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to get some pictures and shit. He busting in the middle of them. And he the nigga that don't really know a lot of people. So the common connection that he had between the people, he keep bringing this shit up. So apparently she know this nigga from the gym. She invited him. She know this nigga from the gym. I don't know like how cool they are. Right. And so this nigga look like he just do arms cause you fat as fuck in the waist. Like, what the Yo, you look like Right. He looked like if Winnie the Pooh only did upper body.
Oh, fuck.
You know what I mean? Like if only did arms and shit.
Like a twister. Get the fuck out of here.
The upside down Dorito shaped nigga. Like
weird body. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, but he had thighs too. But anyway, that's they man's. I don't want, down the nigga too much, but that nigga was annoying as fuck.
Stop being weird. Right. I don't know you.
Right.
Probably had a curl or some shit. Did he have like a texturizer? I don't know why I think a nigga had a texturizer. Nigga probably had like one of the cone throughs, one of them Duke boxes in the grocery store. You know how the nigga be on there looking like.
That nigga like he had marmalade on his head. What is it called? Pomade.
Yeah, pomade.
Marmalade.
My granddad.
Marmalade is jelly.
Yeah, I just was going with it. It felt good. I was like, oh, maybe the nigga, maybe he was a biscuit. Okay.
Lady marmalade ass nigga.
I was about to say, Mama Duke. That was a damn cartoon. Y'all don't know about Mama Duke. Y'all niggas ain't real.
Up.
Y'all niggas, y'all ain't had granddaddies that used to read.
Y'all ain't have granddaddies.
Y'all ain't had granddaddies that used to read the paper with Mama Duke, the big ass Great Dane in it. Y'all ain't real.
Oh, that was, he had a little white boy. It was a little white boy, big ass German.
Nah, he was a Great Dane.
Great Dane.
Mama Duke.
Yeah, that's the motherfucking 6 feet ass dogs.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. My damn neighbor, well, it ain't my neighbor, but he stay in my neighborhood. This bitch used to have 3 of them bitches. Like, in a little ass fence. I used to hate walking past that shit. Like, I'd be nervous.
The dog standing at the gate like Ned Flanders. Like, how to get a dually there?
Man, that motherfucker looked so damn demonic and shit. One was all black with black eyes and shit. That bitch looked like he was a goddamn demon. Like, I used to hate walking past that shit. It was like Debo or some shit. Like, and it's right like across the street from the pool. So you got to go past that motherfucking shit. I be having my kids. I be trying to act hard, but I be scared.
Hey, Hey, you can't let your kids see you.
Yeah,
get
I was
scared,
like,
man.
shit. Like, we gonna cross right here. We gonna cross a little early.
Knees shaking.
Yeah, it was like
ass
niggas
clapping.
sell
You
dope
just
around
trying to
that
get across the
motherfucker or
street.
something. That shit was like the projects. Them niggas come up to the gate. They all over the gate. They got damn knees over top of the fucking gate.
Knees,
big ass
God
fucking
damn.
dog ass gate. This shit ain't
Asking
doing
what
shit.
set you claim.
Nigga can walk straight over the gate if he want to and kill me. Me and my kids
that's
just dead
funny as
in the middle of the
shit.
street.
Shout out to the people that live in apartments with big ass dogs. You know you wrong.
Yes. Oh man, I went to my homeboy house, man. He a white boy, and I know we off track, and this is what y'all love, but I gotta talk about it because the shit, it hit me today. This motherfucking house smells so bad. Like, I'm talking about so bad, right? Like, it ain't nothing, it smells like a bottle of ammonia. Like,
Oh yeah, cause all the piss everywhere.
the whole fucking, like, I don't even sit down in a nigga house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go and fuck with him for a second. I was there for like 5 minutes a day, no bullshit. And my fucking, like, this shit had got all in my nose. Like, got back in my truck, smelled like straight dog. This shit was it was the stinkingest shit I've ever smelled in my life. Shout out to I ain't gonna call him out, but shout out to my boy. He a white dude too, you know what I'm saying? He just
be starting to learn you can't shout everybody out.
I want to, but I ain't. It was kind of degrading himself. But that nigga
Shout out
house
to
was
Chad
stinking
and his
so
bitch
bad.
with
He
the
be in the
pissy
club
ass
smelling
dog.
like a dog and shit. Like, it's no bullshit. We had like a Christmas party.
Do you tell him?
He's not my homeboy like that.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
gotcha.
Like, I'm kind of crass. I don't have the best tact when I tell people shit, is what I'm told. So I try to just refrain.
Oh, all this is gonna fall so great into our free smoke. But go ahead. I love when the plan comes together. But go ahead.
Happens, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being. But yeah, I don't know. I don't, like I said, I don't got the best tact when I tell motherfuckers shit. So I'm kind of straight to the point, unfortunately. So I just
Well, Chad, listen, y'all people with y'all pets, especially white people, stop letting your animals do whatever they want to. And stop letting cat hair get into the potluck food.
Oh, no. It's fine. You can continue to do what you're going to do because I'm not eating your food anyway, so it's fine.
Don't change your lifestyle because we ain't eating it anyway.
Cool.
So you might as well have it chock full of cat hair.
Because it doesn't, like, I'm cool. I don't do it. I can't eat your food. No disrespect to you. It's just.
All disrespect to you. Don't fucking put
with
cat
all due respect, I don't have any respect. Like Michael Blackson said, with all due respect, I don't have any respect. Fuck you.
Right, exactly.
That's just funny.
Yes. All due respect. Fuck that. Stop. Y'all know that shit wrong. Y'all don't want. Dog, okay, before we get into Brown and Proud. So, same thing. Hashtag things white people do. We had, they supplied like breakfast for us in the office yesterday or whatever. And like, it was Chick-fil-A or whatever, but they always had like, if they do like Chick-fil-A biscuits and shit, like they always had like fruit and shit, right? So the fruit be in a big container, you know what I'm saying? Like you get from the mixed fruit or whatever. And they had like the caramel,
bobbing for apples.
sauce. Nigga, I walked by and the chick got a piece of fruit in her hand.
Oh yeah, she going straight at it.
Dipping the shit in the caramel. Now let me tell you about this fruit. This fruit is cut up real fucking small. So there is no way you could dip your fucking hands in this fucking fruit and not get fucking caramel on your fingers.
Mad nail beds and cuticles all in the goddamn caramel.
Bruh, I looked at that shit, I was like, yo, why do white people do that? Bro? Because there's plates right there, it's mad plates right there, it's little plates with all the silverware you need. Like you can just get
you a little scoop. It'll keep it hot.
Scoop. Do only our parents teach us about the scoop?
Like get you a scoop, little scoop, a little dollop. You know what I mean? Get you a little dollop.
A little dollop of daisy.
Yeah, man. Like, it's crazy because something similar happened to me. Like, we need to start calling I'm starting to call the police on you white people. Y'all fucking want to do that. I'm gonna call the police on y'all for double dipping and doing weirdo shit. Okay? I'm tired of it. Cause goddamn it happened to me too.
These
niggas was on a rampage this week cause my boss took us out to eat. Went to some place and they had like pickled celery and cucumbers and shit. Like we had ordered wings, the pickled cucumber and celery was hitting. That shit was fire as hell. And they had like, and then
that don't sound.
It was good. If you like pickles, that shit was fire. But But anyway, so the motherfucker, the white dude that I work with, he cool, but he, he still just got the barbarian ass fucking manners and shit. He got
barbarian.
Yeah,
that was
Vikings,
accurate
man.
as fuck.
They pillage and plunder and shit. You know what I mean? So this motherfucker double, like he had ate one of the bites of the celery, and I was trying to test him. I'm like, shit. So I went in there. As soon as he like dipped his first one, I went and got mine and dipped my shit in. He went back for round 2. He bit it. And went back and scoop. He saw me look at him, so he tried to like pour the shit on his plate. I'm like, bro, I don't want that shit. That's all you.
It's
like,
already contaminated,
like, that's
bro.
all you play.
Like,
you ain't gotta do
good.
that. You gotta say it.
It's yours now,
this.
fam.
That shit was, the goddamn, the SARS. You said the SARS? Did you say the SARS is out? That's funny.
I did not, but that is funny.
Well, yeah, SARS that hit my plate. Hit the shit. I'm cool. I don't want no more. So. Yeah.
That shit contaminated. That's yours. You can
that's
have
all
that.
yours. You
can
just bought
share that with your other.
You might as well lick the whole goddamn bowl because I don't want none of it. Like, fuck out of here.
Facts. And they be like, well, why you don't want any? Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
You know
straight.
what I'm saying? Like, get your shit quick.
Yeah.
If you go out, especially at a work function, get your shit quick. Look, tips for dining with white people. Yeah. Make sure that you get your shit quick because they don't understand germs. They don't understand boundaries, and they do not understand no double dipping. If it's not your personal shit, don't double dip.
Don't double dip, bro.
It ain't hard.
Put your kids away. Put your fucking, yeah, man. Go ahead.
And while we on the white people rant, I told B that last week
she got assaulted, guys. She got me too.
I did.
She got me too.
So I have my hair in 2 cornrows, right? Why did the lady walk up to me? I'm sitting at my desk and she walks up to me and pull both of my fucking cornrows to get my attention.
She thought she was Pippi Longstocking.
I got Pippi Longstocking.
God, dang.
Man.
You white folks crazy.
Damn, I got Pippi Longstock.
Pippi Longstock, Joy.
I feel like I should take a shower for a real long time now.
Yeah. She fondled your hair. Like, stop touching our hair, you fucking.
I'm just like, why did you have to do that? Like, why did you feel like, listen, I have never, white people, for the 4 white people that probably listen to this show and our sound engineer, like, let us know, why do y'all like touching black people hair? Cause I've never seen white people playing in other white people hair. Never. I've never seen a white person just walk up to a white person and just run their fingers through their hair.
Good point.
Or touch their hair.
Very good point.
So, like, we're not pets. I understand our hair is different from yours, but just because it's different doesn't mean that it does not belong to us on our person. You can't just touch something.
Big facts.
Like, come on, y'all. Like, oh, man. Want any more white people tips before we go into Brown and Proud?
Nope. I think we're good. Let's go to Brown and Proud.
All right. Let's go to Brown and Proud. Since I just realized I got Pippi Longstocked, man.
Pippi Longstocked.
Like that long stroked. I don't want none of them to happen. Brown and Proud. Dun, 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 dun. All right. First in Brown and Proud, we want to give a shout out to Shonda Rhimes. She revealed that she is the highest paid showrunner in television.
Oh yeah. That's hard. I ain't know that. That's dope.
And she just signed a deal with Netflix for over $100 million.
Yeah. That's
dope as fuck.
Yeah, man. Hire a nigga, man.
That's dope as fuck.
Hire a nigga. I know how to do claims and shit. Like, if you got a claims department.
Hey, listen. We entertaining. If you need us to do your recap podcast for your Netflix shows,
we'll sit up there.
That.
I'll get a tie and shit. A little ascot.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
We'll do. Nigga, you gonna be in the ascot?
Yeah, I might have a nasty ascot with my shoulder, like with my ankles out.
You getting the Joe Button on.
Yeah.
You getting your Joe Button on?
Yeah, with the big ass hat, all that shit.
All right, if you do that, I'll do like the news anchor Hillary Clinton skirt pantsuit.
Oh, them niggas gonna be ready
skirt
for war.
Pantsuit.
So what you gonna have a skirt? Like you gonna have you got a Dina Howard skirt. That's hard.
Yeah, just in case I don't sit right. You know what I mean?
Freak in the morning,
my legs open or
that's
something. Hey, that's funny. Second shout out in Brown and Proud is to Chameleon.
Military man.
I know y'all didn't think y'all be hearing that name often. You know what I mean? We
fucking-
thought, what did we think Chameleonaire was doing?
Well, I knew Chameleonaire was getting money because, like, I remember the first.
When he was sitting front row?
Yeah.
At that basketball game?
I was like, because I spotted him off the rip. Like, nigga, is that Chameleonaire? And that was
That's when we knew Chameleonaire was getting some money, right?
Yeah, I was like, shit, I know that nigga ain't still talking about see me rolling, they hating.
Right.
I looked into it.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, that nigga's, and the reason he was out there because he lives in Silicon Valley because, you know, Golden State is Silicon Valley, Oakland, and all that shit. Which is, you gotta watch the 90s, how that shit just magically appeared to be a place. That shit is crazy, man.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna start watching it this weekend. I just hate getting into shows because I get sucked in and I'll be there.
Yeah, that's one that gets you
Netflix
sucked
be
in.
like, you still there? I'm like, yeah, and it's 3:00 in the morning. I'm still here though.
Cause like Bill Gates is an asshole apparently. Like he's like outside of being like a nerd and shit, he's like a supreme asshole. Like, yeah, that shit was wild. Like I had no idea. Like he was they showing interviews and shit. He like, I don't feel like talking about that. Like dead ass serious. Like that's a part of my business. I don't want to talk about it. And then like how they released Windows 95 and shit and how like the whole world went fucking crazy and niggas ain't even have computers.
I remember.
Motherfuckers was buying Windows 95.
Wait.
They ain't have a fucking computer. Like real shit.
Niggas was putting it in their Walkman.
That nigga was.
What the fuck was they doing?
Windows 95. This nigga was charging. He was making Windows.
Nah, that shit used to be like $200 or something.
Nigga, it was $2 to make Windows 95.
Right.
Nigga, and he's just charging $300 for that shit, and everybody
I
in
knew
the
it
world
was in the
bought that
hundreds.
shit. That's why he got $1 billion.
No lie.
That shit crazy.
But Chameleonaire, he is a tech investor and he has been super smart. So he has invested in companies like Maker Studios, which was acquired by Disney for $700 million. Cruise, which was acquired by General Motors for $1 billion. Lyft, and also Ring, the video doorbell system that was recently acquired by Amazon. We don't know how much he's invested, but either way, he's making enough money so that he don't have to rap remain relevant. If he's
3 to 5% invested in 7%, or all 7 of them shits, 3 to 5, and that's just being, on the small end. I'm pretty sure he might have got some 10%. You know what I mean? That nigga strapped.
Yeah, they said his net worth was only $25 million, but I feel like if you invested in all these shits, you gotta have it somewhere. But he might be one of those niggas who just reinvested shit though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So either way, he got way more money than I have, unless by the end of recording this podcast, we realized I've won the Mega Millions.
My dumb ass.
And if that's the case, I'm gonna take some time off, but I'm gonna still do the podcast. I just want y'all to know.
No, we doing the podcast.
I'm quitting my job.
We're gonna be doing podcasts from remote shit. Like we're gonna be in like Bora Bora. Like,
hey, we gonna still do the podcast.
Yeah, it's just
regardless.
Yeah.
We still got
it
y'all
might
for
just
the
be
podcast.
different.
That shit might be some high production.
Yeah, I was about to
shit.
say because we're gonna the way we gonna swag on niggas is gonna.
And
be
I'm gonna
some
make
other
B
shit.
put on his ascot.
Yeah. Oh fuck, nigga, that's all I'm wearing is an ascot. I don't know where I'm gonna put it.
Not.
I might have it on my shoulder. I might have it on my elbow. Never know. It's gonna.
Long as you got the popcorn box on your
It's
lap,
gonna change
so I don't
every
have to
week.
see none of that.
I'm gonna be wearing just straight ascots, nigga, just by itself. It's gonna be,
Ass and ascots.
I'm gonna turn it on my ear. Like, yeah, shit gonna be fire. But that's just they won't call me ascot. I'm gonna change my name to goddamn ascot, nigga.
Cause ascots mean you got money for real. If you wearing an ascot, you ain't got no money, my nigga. You fresh.
Yeah, nigga, you better just you better put a pocket square in there.
Right, put a pocket square around your neck.
Yeah.
Last but not least, while we're on yet another tangent, shout out to Diddy for helping to open up a third school in the Bronx.
Sure.
And this school is to provide historically disadvantaged students with college and career skills. So I just want to shout out Diddy for continuing that effort, and I feel like we need as many schools to cater to our demographic as much as possible to give us even a fighting chance, you know what I'm saying, at what's going on. So shout out to them, Brown and Proud. Any additional Brown and Prouds you got?
Nah, well, I was listening to Van Lathan podcast. He had Nick Cannon up there. Nick Cannon's an ill nigga. Like he's an ill dude. Like very smart. He actually got like some YouTube series as well because he's going back to Howard and he's gotten some of the professors there and they've kind of just been dropping gems and shit and mad jewels lately. So shout out to Nick Cannon, man, just for being
Shout out to Nick Cannon.
He's just an ill dude. Like, he's empowered a whole lot of black people in several different ways and methods. And I think that's really
that's while battling with his own health issues. Again, that goes back to his mind over matter, and you can do whatever you want to do. So don't let shit that you've been through or you going through dictate where you're going to be.
Believe that.
You know what I mean? All right. You ready to get into Lithith or Shittith?
Yeah, let's get it.
That's my Victorian language. All right. What are you drinking today, sir?
I got a little kettle uno, you know. I don't stray too far from the norm.
Well, he's drinking Keto Uno, and I am also drinking the white water today. But I am drinking Smirnoff.
Big sniffles.
100 proof. No,
100
no,
proof?
this is gluten free.
This nigga, you goddamn.
You know,
going in the rave? What the fuck you trying to?
You know,
you
Smirnoff comes in.
Motherfucker said, "I'm drinking 100 proof." Nigga, what?
100 proof.
You trying to start a car?
That means it's 50% alcohol.
Shit. This nigga
So
got a lawnmower to start when she finished recording. Goddamn.
So if y'all don't know how proofs work, take your proof and divide it in half, and that's how much alcohol is actually in it. So the higher the proof, the stronger it is. Yeah. So it's the blue bottle Smirnoff. I try to keep the only reason I'm drinking vodka today really is because I didn't have anything to mix my Jack with. And I was not drinking that shit straight. So, you know, I decided to change it up a little something. So that's what I'm drinking. And to, the one, no, I'm okay. It's just what I had. So don't think that because I'm deviating means I'm going through something. I'm good.
I'm drinking 100 proof on a Tuesday. Yeah, damn.
I don't buy bullshit. So everything that I have a hold to is pretty much.
I mean, Smirnoff's not like, it's not the greatest. It's all right.
So actually, as a person with a bartending license.
You have a bartending license?
I do have a bartending license.
Nigga goddamn Renaissance.
Exactly. As a person with a bartending license, Smirnoff is actually would be considered a top shelf liquor if it was out when the whole ultra premium vodka line start coming out. So, you know, Smirnoff is old and Smirnoff is triple distilled. And for you guys who don't know, dropping more drink facts, the more something is distilled, the least likely you're going to have headaches and the smoother it will be. So Smirnoff is actually one of those vodkas that could be up there with your Cirocs and your other high-end vodkas, but because it's an older vodka and it was there before they got to brand it with that ultra premium shit, you're actually getting great vodka for the price.
Well, damn.
So, don't think that Smirnoff, and it's made from potatoes. So all my, gluten-free people out there, it's not made from barley or wheat or any of those things. So tell them Sean sent you.
That's dope. Learn something new every day, boy. I swear.
Exactly. But put your cups up.
I feel the same to put my cup up. Shit, I don't have anything.
I mean, you
shit, make me feel like I do. Okay.
Kettle One is a good vodka.
It's definitely good.
Kettle One is a good vodka. It's a good vodka. So put your vodkas up. And we gotta get niggas the fuck up out of here this week. Ain't no toasting the niggas this week. Well, not on this first story. So, Carruth is loose.
Ray.
Former Carolina Panther, Ray Carruth has been released from prison after 19 years after murdering his pregnant girlfriend, Sharika Adams. Carruth wrote a 15-page letter to the mother of Sharika Adams and also sent it to a Charlotte television station, WBTV. He spoke at length by phone to the station about the letter, and he accepts responsibility for the part that he played in the conspiracy to kill his girlfriend back in 1999, but he also expressed interest in gaining custody of their 18-year-old son. So here's the tea about the 18-year-old son. So the girlfriend died a month after the shooting, and the son was born prematurely and is battling with cerebral palsy. And this is a result of, the traumatic birth after the shooting. So he wants the son back. He wants custody of the son. Before we get into that, let me ask you this. Is 19 years long enough?
That's a good question. Fuck. I mean, that's a very hard question. I mean, cause, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Give us a little
I'm trying to articulate myself. I think so, just because I feel like 19 years is a very long time, regardless of how people may feel like doing life. Because actually, a life sentence is actually only 25 years. People think life is like life, meaning, for life that you don't get out ever. But life is actually only 25 years because, it's the duration of your life essentially. So, I'd imagine I can't remember what he was sentenced to originally, but short.
He was sentenced to 18 to 24 years.
So essentially basically life, right? So short of maybe 6 years, he did life. I think that people, make bad mistakes. He's a murderer, or responsible. I don't know if he didn't commit the murder himself, but indirectly, but nonetheless still a murderer. I think that you pay your debt to society. And I think everybody's entitled to another chance. I mean, if he's made it right with his internally and made it right with his God or whoever he may serve, which I think he's Muslim now because he had like a kufi on and shit when he was coming out.
Of course, he went to jail. Of course he's
right.
Muslim now.
But
you a Muslim now?
No more thug games or whatever the fuck. What he said. Rest in peace, Pac. But yeah, I mean, to answer the question, I think yes, just because that is a very long amount of time. I know people that have killed people and gotten way less time, and literally did the murders and like get 13 years and 7 years, shit like that.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a horrible situation all in all. I mean, so many different people lost their lives in several different ways and had their lives altered. But I think 19 years is a valid sentence and he's okay to come out. However, I don't think that he should get the child. I think he should have an opportunity.
Hold on, let me answer the 19 years.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Get into the son, because I think that's a whole different can of worms here. I think that, so me personally, and I think that here's my thing with the justice system. I do believe in people getting second chances and things of that nature. When it comes to things like death, and with this type of death, so I can forgive, for lack of better words, crimes of passion better than I can forgive premeditated, planned, and conspiracy type murders. Right. You know what I'm saying? So for this particular situation, I don't feel like 19 years is long enough because we know that he did it. He's admitted that he did it. One of the reasons I go back and forth between like capital punishment and things like that, because there are so many people that are falsely accused of things. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I kind of be like, I don't know about that. But, in cases where we have things like video or a straight up confession, not a coerced confession, but we have confessions to things like that. I don't think 19 years is enough because these people will never get their daughter back. This little boy will never get he's never met his mother. All he has done is heard stories about it. And when you kill one person, you've basically killed everyone in their family in part. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I personally don't think 19 years is enough.
So what do you think would be enough?
Life.
Like life.
His entire life. Like gotcha. Natural life. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Like natural life. And then like that's where the capital punishment thing comes in as well, because I also feel like why do I need to pay for fucking 60, 70 years of you having 3 meals, cable, and all this shit as a taxpayer? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And when I say this again, this is for shit where we know like shit is clear cut. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like this is exactly what happened. You made a plan to kill someone. You hired someone to kill someone. And not only was she your girlfriend, she was your pregnant girlfriend. Yeah, that's wild. That's extra wild. That's extra sauce put on that. And, for, those who don't know, I think I've spoken about this. Like, my father was killed by someone. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that goes into my thought process as well. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I don't think that 19 years, is long enough. I don't think there's a way you can repay your debt back to somebody who doesn't have a future.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying? They just don't have a future. You know what I'm saying? And I think of things also like, okay, what if this was my sister or my whatever? And like I said, I've already been through it, with my father, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's just one of those things. So that's just where I land on that.
I can respect that totally. Like, I mean, I'm half six in one hand, half a dozen in the other. You know what I mean? Like if he,
I love when you always throw the, old country cliches out. I love that. I got a barrel in the bush and a roof on a rooster.
Yeah, that's what I'm good for. I got a whole bunch of them shits too.
You do, but go ahead, get into your bag about the son though. Do you think he should get the son?
He shouldn't get the son. Like, I think he should have the opportunity to be in his life and shit, but one, how are you going to take care of a fucking child that has cerebral palsy? I'm sure he needs special needs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think at this point, no, you shouldn't. I think they should, if the son wants a relationship with you, if he's like of some sort of sound mind and body in terms of being able to make decisions for himself, I think, that he should. Again, people make mistakes, and I feel like if he's a better person, and he's any type of, has apologetic and has any type of remorse and wants to try to right the wrongs or, try to do as best he can, I think he's entitled to do that. If he obviously shows you different, then I would cut all communication and ties. But I think he should at least be able to try to redeem himself in some sort and have a relationship with his child. Because
that's a good point.
The child, while the mother is obviously not here, the child was also affected because they didn't have neither a mother or a father. You know what I'm saying? And now he has the opportunity to have a father. And I think 19 years is a long time to be without your father, obviously. But, I'd give it a shot, but give him enough rope to hang himself. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he shows you, if he's not doing what he needs to be doing, then obviously just cut all ties and communication with him. But, at least give him a shot.
Yeah, I'm really on the fence about this. And the reason I'm on the fence about this is because, one, you are the reason I have cerebral palsy.
Right.
The second thing is you actually tried to kill me as well.
Correct.
So not only did you kill my mom, you tried to kill me as well, and it was unsuccessful. I don't know how many people that tried to kill me I would then be cool with. And I don't give a fuck what our relationship is. And the other thing about it is you've been institutionalized for the past 19 years. So what the fuck do you really know how to do? You know what I'm saying? As far as taking care of a child or that has cerebral palsy that needs, like you said, that has these special needs and all this, you probably don't even know how automatic sinks and paper towels
work.
That
shit is wild.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So you don't know about how anything works and you want to have this relationship. Now, the reason why I say I'm slightly on the fence is because of one of the things you said, like, okay, he's out. Regardless of, how much time I feel like he should have gotten. He is out, and do you give a person a chance to redeem themselves? You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know.
It's actually a show, and I've talked about it before. I can't remember. It's Locked Up or Released or some shit. It comes on the OWN network, and it's basically that. Like, it's motherfuckers who did crimes, like they killed people or they did, some heinous acts and shit like that. And they did a long stint and how it affected, the families, obviously the people who were the victims and the victims' families as well as their own families. And it's kind of depressing because it just, like, you see motherfuckers like struggling like hell, but also you see it's some success stories too. You know what I'm saying? You see motherfuckers get out and they actually doing their thing and, you know what I'm saying, trying and, making amends and trying to be, good citizens and people, after 13, 14, 16, 17 years and shit. So, you know, I mean, there's obviously people who are career criminals and who don't fare as well, but then there's also folks who are, you know, trying to do well. And like, it's one dude, I think they were in Greensboro. He was trying to like kick it back with his daughter. His daughter was just on some fuck shit. Like, fuck that. Like, I'll come be like, you gonna buy me lunch type shit. You know what I'm saying? Just real, like,
you gonna buy me lunch.
Like being a bitch to him, but not necessarily. She got her own, you know what I'm saying? Like social issues. And
how old was she?
She was she went to A&T. She was going to A&T or some shit.
Oh, so she early young adult.
Yeah, like so, but she ain't had that nigga for like 15 years type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like so, it just shows their relationship. But he was trying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you could tell it was wearing on him because like he like fuck. Like, not only did I miss your life and didn't do right by you, you hold this resentment and this grudge for me, but like I genuinely love you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just. It's just a tough.
But you gotta understand that you made the person you see before.
Absolutely.
You know
I mean, I'm a product of
like,
that. Like my dad won't dead,
person.
but he ain't take care of me. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't see that nigga for shit more than 19 years. You know what I'm saying? So like, and when I met him, like it was 20 years as a matter of fact. And when I met him, like it was mad wild feelings, but I also gave the nigga a shot and he didn't do what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So like,
and that's kind of, it seemed like people never on the same page. Like you have a person like you who just like, all right, you fucked up, but like, I'm gonna give you a chance, then he fuck up. Or it's the opposite, you know what I'm saying? Where the dad is like really trying to make amends and shit like that. And the kid like, nah, fuck you. You're a stranger to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I'm probably sure it might have got, but like at the same time, like I told my dad, I was like, man, I mean, like, my stepdad is my dad, you know what I'm saying? He been in my life since I was 3 and raised me, did everything, you know what I'm saying? Showed me, like, how to be a man, whoop de whoop. But, you know, so I told him, I was like, man, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not looking for no daddy because I had a daddy, you know what I'm saying? But, like, you gave me life essentially, so I just wanted to, you know what I mean? Kick it with you type shit, like, just get to know you a little bit. But he ain't reciprocated, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to go to Louisiana on my own dime, which was like a 1,200 mile flight. I done been in Louisiana at least like 12, 13 times. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't really kick it with that nigga like that. I got a bunch of siblings and shit, and I would kick it with them and my nieces and nephews and shit, because I was more so mad I missed out on that. Like, I was cool on him, but I just wanted a relationship with my parents and shit. I mean, my sisters and siblings and cousins and grandma and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess to liken it back to the Ray Carruth shit, I mean, you know, he probably got a whole family, a whole side of, you know, his life that he don't even know. Again, I don't know how, you know, how sound, you know, his mind and body is, but he might want it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Just give him an opportunity and let him hang himself.
Right. Do you think you could forgive him? Like, let's just say this son is, of sound mind where, you know, he can, I don't know, forgive me, cause I don't know all the impacts of, cerebral palsy. I know it has some physical things, but I don't know what it does mentally. So let's just say if this son is of sound mind where he can make decisions and shit like that, or if this happened to you, do you think you can forgive your pops?
That's a good question. Cause I didn't know if I could forgive my pops until I got in front of my pops.
Right.
And I did forgive him. Like, cause I didn't know how to feel. Like, I had like a million, it was like a gumbo of fucking emotions. Like, for real. That was a wild day. And I've told you about that on this podcast before. But to answer the question, I didn't know how I was going to feel. And then like, I kind of just was, my personality is kind of like, I don't hold grudges and shit. Like, I just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't let shit like hold on to me that much because I can't give it that much energy. So like, while I was upset and angry for certain things, I mean, like, just naturally, like when shit comes up, you gonna get pissed off like this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still be like that. You know what I'm saying? He dead. You know what I'm saying? And shit still like, some shit pissed me off, but to give it like utmost power now, I forgave the nigga. I told him on his deathbed, like for real. I told the nigga, I was like, I forgive you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, it's all good. And like, I could tell that shit broke his ass fuck down. like he passed the phone. So, you know, granted he was on his deathbed too, but at the same time, I guess like, I forgive him. You know what I'm saying? Cause it is what it is. Like, but for shit him, deep. I know that shit was kind of heavy. We gonna have to
shit deep again. Going back to, you're not what you've been through. You're a successful guy. You know what I'm saying? You got a beautiful family, grace. Like all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't let that shit, you know, break you. And I think one of the interesting things about like me and you, and we've mentioned this several times on this podcast, is that, you know, you forgive really quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you let shit go. And I just have the ability to cut shit off. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my superpower. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't forgive you, but I'm not sitting around thinking about you either. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're angry about shit and you let shit, you know, control you and shit like that, that's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what holding a grudge is to me, by my definition. And I don't think I hold the grudge. I just let you go. Like, you just are nothing to me. Like, you're not a thought that comes into my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a switch. So for some shit like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, if this was me, like, I've never met my mom, you killed my mom and you tried to kill me. Like, I personally don't think that's something that I could forgive, because if you were successful, I wouldn't be here either. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you was only 50% successful, you know what I'm saying? And I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. People go through their transitions and they change and things like that. But some shit, the facts are just the facts. And I feel like I would be kidding myself to feel like I can kick it with you. And I've never met my mother, who was, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they've given him so many great stories about his mom, and, you know what I mean? Like, all that shit. And like, I've had my dad be killed. I had my grandfather pass. I had my grandmother pass, who was like my second mom. You know what I'm saying? So I can't imagine this world without my mom. So I don't know what she need to do, live to be like 150 or whatever the case may be. But like, just based on the world as I know it, like, I don't think I could forgive that. Right. I don't think you would be a nigga I would want to kick it with. Yeah. Because I'm not the person that thinks blood makes you family.
Oh, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Blood, just because we just happen to know people who all had sex together and who was related, that don't make us family. Family is an action. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Family is a verb. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just how I process shit. But, moving on, Ray Carruth, being out and wanting custody of his son. Is that lit or shit?
I guess it's both.
That's kind of hard, but
it's in the middle. Like, you know how they used to, in Caesar's time, they used to like point up and if they want to kill you, and down. It's like in the middle. I don't know. I can't really give you a specific answer.
I didn't watch Caesar on Netflix, but, yeah, I think that, right now I'm going to say that it's shit, because you got a lot to do before you try to get into this guy's life. You got to get yourself together before you try to handle, this son.
Somebody giving that nigga a reality show for sure. He about to get a bag. I guarantee you somebody already pitched that nigga a bag.
I hope not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to stand in the way of you getting a bag, but I just hate that, we give celebrity to people who do fucked up shit. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm above it, like I ain't watching no fuck shit with somebody.
Shout out
before.
To the NFL too, cause they've like if you go and try to buy like a Panthers jersey, you can't customize it and put like his number or his name on the back of the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's dope, but never shout out to the NFL.
Well, for that, I guess.
Right. Because if that shit was fucking some of them, I ain't gonna even get into it.
Yeah.
Cause I feel like if he was of
go to Sean King page.
If it was a different color,
who plays fucking football, and he is a super piece of shit. Like, he done recently, I forgot his name. He played for the Broncos or some shit, and this motherfucker dead shit. Like, he done broke into somebody's house and goddamn was sitting on somebody's couch, and the damn, like, trying to get at this lady who lived at the house, and then the husband then came home and beat the fuck out of him with the goddamn vacuum and shit. But he's like, go to Sean King page, the nigga that, the dude who be doing like all of the social, the activist. Yeah, the activist.
Sean
King. Go to his page, you can see it. This fucking weirdo dude. Like, he been, more white people, white privilege at its finest, where he can just go and do whatever the fuck he wants, become an NFL quarterback and still do man fuck shit and continue. But Colin Kaepernick was a model citizen and fucking can't get a job. So. Whatever.
Yeah, and Ben Roethlisberger that's damn raping women every day, and he's still playing and all that. The shit rigged. But I just want to give a caveat to say, I'm not saying that black people who do bad things should not be punished because white people are not being punished. I feel like everybody should be punished, but just make sure that you're punishing everyone. I don't think anybody should get off.
That's all we want. We just want equal and fair treatment. Like
that's all we want.
We're not asking for
any
like don't any special rules. We don't want it. We're not even asking for our 40 acres and a fucking mule. We just want equal and fair treatment. Like you know what I'm saying?
That's it. Going forward, like that's all we want.
I mean, we're not asking for a lot. We're just wanting the shit to be on the even playing field. You can keep the rest of the lies and the promises that you gave us.
Talk that shit. Exactly. Hey, I told you I was traveling this weekend. I was at the gas station and shit, right? So I'm filling up the tank and shit, balling, filling up the tank. Right. Oh, you got money, filling up the tank.
And you got an oil change and everything.
But it was this fucking old ass beat up like 1980 something, 90 something Honda, right? The nigga had a big sticker on the back that say, biggest Trump supporter. And so I'm looking at this car and I'm sitting there waiting like, who the fuck driving this car? So I'm looking and trying to figure out who fucking driving this car. But it's very interesting to me when poor white trash is Republicans. Like that's so wild.
He's not talking about you guys. Sorry to hurt your heart, but he doesn't really give a shit about you.
If you're a Trump supporter, I don't give a fuck.
No, I mean, like, Trump doesn't give a fuck about you, poor white trash.
Oh, facts.
You didn't use your white privilege to your advantage, so he doesn't give a fuck about you. You might as well be with us, because you're the same in his eyes.
And our constant disclaimer, we do not dislike white people, but we dislike the white people that we talk about.
Oh, yeah. I love white people. I don't like white devils. The fucking racist pieces of shit. I don't like them. I got plenty of white friends. One of my best friends at work is a white boy. But I always, it's just fun to, like, if you have white friends that you can, like, if you got white friends, like, just always, like, I always be like, there go that fucking white power. Like, I just throw it in their face and shit, and they just, like, it's like that, their reactions on their face, like, they can't say shit, like, fuck. Like, fucking white power, like, the white privilege. It's like, and then, like, he said, like, Orientals the other day. He was like, it's like a little Oriental girl. I was like, yep, that's racist. He's like, no, it's not. He was like, she's from the Orient. I was like, she's from Asia. He's like, God damn it. He didn't mean no harm though. He just was like, Orient. I was like, Oriental is a rug, my friend. Like, it's not the Orient. Like, this shit is 1970.
Hey, but that's the thing though. I feel like it's with anything in life. It's okay if you're wrong. Yeah. But it's not okay if you continue to be wrong after you receive the information to make you right.
Like a little Oriental girl. I was like, yeah, that's racist. That is really racist. His face was priceless.
He was like, his face turned red and shit.
He was like, but she's from the Orient. I was like, she's from Asia. So that nigga face was beat red, but that shit was funny as shit. But I love him. That's my dog. Like, he's my man. Like, my man. But I just, any chance I get to put white privilege and like white boy shit on display, I'm the first one to do it. And I know that should be pissing him off, but I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. That we didn't get our 40 acres in the mule.
Or our fucking equal justice. Shit.
Or anything. Yeah. We didn't get anything. Yeah. Anyway, moving along. Let's move on, to the NBA Brawl. The B for NBA stands for Brawl. The National Brawl Association.
That shit was lit. Go ahead and get that out the way.
So, Lakers guard Rajon Rondo, and, Chris, I know the key people. You know what I mean? I'm not an NBA person, but I do know the key people, like these motherfuckers. I know Rondo and Chris Paul and all them. But, the Lakers and the Houston Rockets got into a brawl on Saturday.
I was mad as fuck because I was watching the game. My old ass fell asleep. But the West Coast games come on at fucking like late as fuck, man. Like 10:30 and shit. East Coast time by 1 o'clock. By them shits go, I'll be sleepy as shit. I don't smoke some weed, shit. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. So you can fill in wherever I'm wrong here, cause, I saw all the clips. But basically, what happened was, Rondo, allegedly, spit on Chris Paul in a heated battle of words. Chris Paul then mushed Rondo, and then fucking Rondo knocked fucking sparks from Chris Paul.
So the whole shit, like, to go back, so the whole shit spawned.
Go ahead.
Just to, like, so James Harden went to the rack. That means he tried to lay it up and shit. Brandon Ingram, who plays for the Lakers, like, fouled him, but he apparently, like, James Harden is dirty, and he was doing mad, like, he could throwing mad elbows to Brandon Ingram
so the foul happened before the fight.
Yeah, so this was a precursor to the fight.
I didn't know the foul happened before the fight. I saw that.
The foul didn't even occur between the two people. Like, the fight didn't occur between the two people that fouled with one of them. But
right, because Harden did like a flop too. Like when he did get pushed hard as fuck, but he did like this extra like
he
flop
always
shit.
flop.
Like what
That's
the
what
fuck?
Harden does. So he's a notorious flopper. So
shout out to Harden for growing that beard. It covers up a lot of ugly.
He's still funny looking, but
he is funny
so
looking.
Brandon Ingram pushed
all
that
the top
nigga and
holes.
shit. Got a tech. He started like bucking at the ref. Mind you, Brandon Ingram from Kinston, North Carolina. If you ever been to Kinston, North Carolina, that nigga about all that action. That shit is a desolate, horrible
Never
place.
been, but I definitely know some
Yeah,
people.
niggas from Kinston play no games. Women, it's just a fucked up place. There's nothing good coming out of Kinston except for basketball players.
Nothing good. Shout out to our Kinston listeners.
Yeah, I mean,
Why he just
it is because
our
Brandon
whole
Ingram
fucking
there, Jerry
town.
Stackhouse. There's some niggas from, that's not true, but you can get your issue in fucking Kinston, North Carolina. So,
Facts.
fast forward, as like a little scrum ensued as a result of that shit. Like Chris Paul and fucking Rajon Rondo, like, who have history in the past. Rajon Rondo, like, he's a fuck shit. He be on that fuck shit too, you know what I'm saying? But Chris Paul, like, looks like this goody two shoe in many people's eyes, but he's really, from several players in the past, he's not a good teammate. He do mad dirty shit when he play and shit, be doing mad elbows. So him and Rajon Rondo,
I was gonna ask you about that.
So they got history. They've been beefing like back in the day.
That's the shit they say. He act like he a good guy, but he really not. And,
like
you follow
Rondo
the NBA, so I was gonna ask you
since
was
like
that true?
way back in the day. Like Rajon used to tell the nigga that he'll never win a championship, which is true because he hasn't won one. And he's like, he's soft and shit like that. Whoop de whoop. So they always been beefing, and you know, Chris Paul retorted with, "You play with, you know, the greats, and that's the reason that y'all won," whoop de whoop, which is all true as well. But Rajon Rondo was a reason that they won the championships anyway. So that's how all that's kind of giving you the backdrop to their history and shit. But yeah, that nigga Rondo spitting in fucking Chris Paul's face. But it was like, it wasn't a loogie.
So do you feel like it was really a spit? Do you feel like he actually spit? I saw videos, so I feel like
it wasn't a loogie, but it was
way.
like, you know how you sweat and like you like spray the spit, like the sweat off your lip type shit. It was one of those. Like, it was a combination of spit and sweat type shit. It was enough to like the nigga.
Spat.
Yeah, he wiped his face. So Chris Paul kind of a sucker, cause like, if a nigga spit in my face, I'm not putting my finger in his face. I'm goddamn snuffing his ass
That
off
was
the
my
rip.
thing. Like, if a nigga spit on you, like, you doing all that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, like, you wouldn't, like,
Chris Paul caught his ass back, though.
It's
not for nothing. He caught him with a mean uppercut. He leaked Rondo. Rondo was holding a towel and shit when he left. Like, the nigga leaked him in the nose and shit. But
But you gotta, you listen, you have to
busted
be
ass.
A slow nigga to think you're gonna put your hands on somebody's face and mush them and not be prepared.
Yeah, you put he didn't even have his guard up and shit, like.
Right, I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, you gotta be prepared, especially when you touch a nigga. You gotta be prepared to fight. And he just let that nigga cock him slamming the
Yeah, he caught him though.
Boom.
He caught him. It was a tie, like, in terms of like who got off, because Rondo obviously set it off with the left. That shit was nasty. He set it off with the left, but Chris Paul caught him with a mean uppercut though.
Left, y'all.
He caught him with a mean uppercut, and he caught him with like a right cross and shit. So it was a good fight. Niggas was fighting, and then Brandon Ingram came through.
The niggas was fighting.
Brandon Ingram came
I was
through.
like, damn, do I need to start watching the NBA? Because that shit was looking like hockey out there.
That shit was live. I was mad as fuck though. I had fell asleep. Like, I was watching that shit and I had fell asleep like 6 minutes before that shit happened. And I looked at my phone, like, when I woke up in the morning, mad as hell, like, motherfuckers, like, all my homeboys and shit were like, damn, this shit crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. So then, of course, you go to Instagram. Once you get that, like, I knew something was going unfold on Instagram and shit. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And that was the first thing I seen.
Instagram was lit when I woke up on Sunday.
Yeah, that was the first thing I
Someone showed
seen.
the shit to me like, look at this. I'm looking like fucking halfway asleep like, what the fuck? I was like, oh shit, they getting busy.
Yeah, that shit was live.
Like they getting busy out there, Dre. That was hype.
I fuck
you
with
know,
that.
you know you're a nigga when you hype about a fight. Like,
Yeah.
shit, them niggas getting busy.
Cause I remember watching me and my homeboy Lil T and I think BB was there. I remember watching the Malice in the Palace. Like we were watching that game like on ESPN. It was like a Friday night or Saturday night game. We was watching that game, and that's when Ron Artest and all them niggas went in the stands. I was watching that shit too. That shit was live as fuck.
Oh, that shit used to be lit. That shit was lit too. I remember that shit.
Man. That was the shit. Like I'd never forget that watching that. But the NBA used to be real. Niggas used to fight like shit. Like if you go back and look.
No, that's what I be telling niggas. Like, I feel like the NBA, like, that's why I used to watch basketball more, like, back in the day. Like, I just feel like it used to look a little bit more street ball-ish back in the day. And you had, like, hard-ass niggas like Iverson and all them niggas who, like, didn't give a fuck. The niggas who started wearing all the tattoos and shit and, you know what I mean? Like, niggas fighting niggas in the stand and all that shit.
Dr. J and Larry Bird and shit. These niggas just, like, that's when the NBA, like, niggas really used to fight. Like, when AI and them was playing, there weren't as many fights then. But like back in the day with like Larry Bird, when Mike and them niggas was young, them niggas used to squab. Like, and
I thought you would say Larry Bird used to fight all the time. Larry Bird used to fight?
Yeah. Larry Bird don't want no punk. That nigga, man, go to YouTube and type in Larry Bird basketball fights. That nigga used to fight like a motherfucker. Like, I remember Dr. J done stole this nigga, like, hit him with a 3-piece. He done scooped Dr. J and flipped Dr. J on his neck and shit. That shit was a fucking preseason game. That shit wasn't even no fucking, like, that wasn't even no real game. Like, that was like the first preseason game of the year. That nigga Larry Bird was giving Dr. J that work. And goddamn, he was like, yo, get your old ass off the court. Dr. J couldn't take that shit. They gave that nigga a 3-piece, like, pow, pow, pow. Larry Bird picked that nigga up, scooped him on his neck. Them niggas was fighting like shit.
Nah, yeah, I look at that shit. I like seeing shit like that. Do you feel like the punishments was fair? So Brandon Ingram Forrest was suspended 4 games for pushing Harden. Rondo was suspended 3 games.
Rondo should have got like 6.
And he did the first hit. And Chris Paul was suspended for 2 games. And he put his hands on Rondo first.
I think Rondo
like the punishments were
Rondo
equal?
should have got probably like 6 or 7 games just because he spit on niggas. I think Brandon Ingram should have probably got maybe 6 or 7 just because he won't even in the fight. You know, I respect it totally because you got to ride for your niggas and shit, but like, he won't in the fight. So the NBA, like, historically, they give people that come in off the bench and are not necessarily involved in the fight more because, like, you can do serious damage to a motherfucker, like, unsuspecting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I think he should have got a little bit more.
How many you think Chris Paul should have?
Chris Paul got, I think, maybe 3.
2?
The 2 was fine, maybe 3 at the most. But I saw like a breakdown of the money and shit. Like, for 2 games, Chris Paul he missing like 500,000. Rondo missing like 100,000. And Brandon Ingram missing like maybe like 165,000 or some shit for the amount of time. So it just goes to show, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Chris Paul, you got to know a little bit better than that. But I would have beat that nigga ass. Chris Paul, he should have got like 20 games because he should have, as soon as that nigga felt that spit, he should have beat the fuck out of his ass and really got suspended for a reason.
I don't know. Like, I feel like just based on, and again, I don't know exactly how the NBA works as far as these particular rules or whatever. But like, just looking at it from a very surface level, it seemed like pushing a nigga, that's worth 4 games. You know what I mean? Like,
who?
But the nigga who actually knocked the nigga out, like when Brandon Ingram is suspended for 4 games.
Well, he ain't get suspended for pushing the nigga. He got suspended because he came in because he was at half court when niggas started fighting. So he came in and stole Chris Paul's ass.
Oh, got you. I thought the 4 was for the pushing.
Nah. He came in on the back end.
Cause that's the shit I read. Like, when he pushed Harden, I saw when he pushed Harden, but I thought that's what it's for. All right, bet.
Yeah, he came in.
But,
and the nigga, got
Rondo 3 games.
He like the damn, what's the nigga from Fantastic Four? Mr. Incredible Stretch Armstrong type nigga. That nigga came, he long as fuck and skinny, so he came with the thunder. Long ass goddamn punch.
Oh, man. Before we wrap this subject up, do you think that, LeBron was wrong for comforting Chris Paul, who is on the opposite team?
Nah, that's his man. Like like they people. You know what I'm saying? That's like me and you. Like if me and you on the opposite team and you get into it with him, like some other bitch or some shit that happens to be on my team that I don't really fuck with like that, and I hold you down. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different because like we peoples and they peoples. You know what I'm saying? Like they fuck with each other like outside of like, you know what I mean? So nah, I don't. I mean, I don't think he should have been like. I mean, if one of my niggas is, if that's the situation, like if it's one of my niggas and I'm on a different team and a nigga that I don't necessarily fuck with, he on my team, we fuck with, we cool, but like this my brother type shit that I be with all the time. Now I ain't gonna fight my teammate, but I'm gonna make sure y'all break up type shit. You know what I'm saying? I guess.
It's a little weird only because it's just like, if we're talking about like, the NBA, like I get it because I knew that they were like cool and shit like that, but it seems like, you know what I'm saying, we're on a team and basically we're on this team to make money, so that just creates more tension on the team, which could eventually cause problems with our chemistry, which could eventually cause problems with the way that we play and us getting this ring, which eventually leads to the loss of income. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of one of those trickle down things. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know, LeBron basically was on a nigga like, you good, you know, whatever. I could see how it looked funny.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, totally. You know what I'm saying? But at the same, like, it's a different type of NBA. These niggas is mad buddy, like back in the day. Like, you know, niggas it was your niggas and then it was them. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas won't like, but it was a different type of basketball. Like it won't like niggas didn't get up, and shit and do all that funky shit. Like niggas want friends. You know, they was cool and shit, but like on that court, it was like it was us against y'all for real. Like, won't know.
Did niggas, like, I know niggas traded teams and shit. Always, but like, did niggas in the NBA trade teams as often back in the day as niggas now?
Free agency fucked the shit up. So free agency is like where the shit came in, cause like, you got your, like Scottie Pippen, say for example, Scottie Pippen and Mike, them niggas, like free agency didn't hit till, don't quote me, that's maybe like 98, 99. That's when niggas could go and get that bag and like have highest bidders for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but back in the day, like if you got drafted, 9 times out of 10, I mean, you might got to trade it or some shit, but like, it won't like, you know, it was trades, but it won't like blockbuster trades and blockbuster free agency where niggas just hit the market and, you know, like have the best suitors.
So it was more gang back in the day. Like the niggas you was with was the niggas you was with. You know what I mean? Like I get it. So that's why all these niggas friendly now, because nigga, I might be playing with you next year.
I mean, that's how that shit happened. Like Brian kind of set the tone for that.
But that's what make it soft too.
That's what Brian, like he set the tone for that, like with the whole, when he went to the Heat and shit, you know what I'm saying? So.
Facts. Alright, so, the National Brawl Association is lit.
I already said I said it from the gate. You already know.
Hey, that shit was lit. That shit was entertaining as fuck to me. I'd watch if y'all did some more of that shit. Cause that shit was wild as fuck. So, Rihanna turned down the Super Bowl. Because she said that she is in support of Cap and, you know, police brutality and all that great stuff. And Amy Schumer is using her white privilege to combat racism. She said that she's not doing any Super Bowl commercials and she feel like other entertainers should do the same. And, the way, like we've all been preaching, the way to hit the NFL is in their pockets. You know what I'm saying? If you can't sell advertising, then you're basically losing income. Do you think that, you know, and you've had other people like Hove, say he wasn't doing it, Super Bowl, y'all need me, I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that with someone like, Rihanna, who is like one of the biggest top 3 probably pop stars in the world, and Amy Schumer being like top 3 entertainers in the world at this very moment, do you think that this will start a trend for individuals backing out of the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, it's probably a domino effect. Absolutely. We'll see. You know, Amy Schumer, like, her little caption on Instagram, she was, you know, like, I don't know, it ain't a lot that I can do, but at least I can do that type shit. And so I fuck with that. Shout out to her for that.
And I think, like, if you got bread like that, like, these niggas we talking about got bread. So, and they're already, like, mega fucking stars. So they, Super Bowl or not, like, they don't really need that. Look. Cause the world already know, you know what I'm saying, who they are, you know what I'm saying? So, I think that's super dope. As y'all know, I have not, supported the NFL at all this season, and I thought it was going to be hard, but it actually was not. And just something personal to all the people that's hitting me thinking that I'm saying I'm not supporting the NFL because apparently the Redskins beat the Cowboys. They think that I'm lying because that's what happened. No, I haven't watched an NFL game all fucking season. And like I said, I thought it was going to be hard. But I think it would have been harder if Jerry Jones and Dak Prescott didn't come out with their last little sprinkle on the cake. You know what I mean? Like, that's what turned me all the way off. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only is it the NFL, it's your motherfucking team.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, so I couldn't really rock, but I haven't missed it.
You can watch the Panthers,
I'm
man.
very happy about that.
Like, our owners.
No, I don't want to watch none of that. And I don't want to watch fucking, your fucking 3-ring circus ass quarterback.
They be balling though.
I don't know what the fuck that nigga doing because his dress is just distracting to me.
Just watch him on Sunday. You ain't got to worry about the rest.
I'm not watching I'm not turning to nothing related to the NFL. I'm not buying shit related to the NFL. The only thing that I'm going to do is party when the Super Bowl is in Atlanta next year. Yeah, but I won't do anything that directly supports the NFL. Do you think it will be backlash for white actors or any actors for that, or entertainers, that choose to do Super Bowl commercials? If the trend kind of follows.
I mean, it's still white. So, like, nobody's gonna give a shit.
I mean, white people getting canceled though. Roseanne.
Yeah, but then they have the Connors.
Motherfucker.
Like, they get canceled, but not really. They get bought out and they get canceled. Like, we don't even get bought out and shit.
That's
like,
true. That's very true.
Roseanne probably got 30 million. Like, hey, just don't sue us. Here's the rest of your contract that we promised you. And then we'll probably give you like the producer credit on the back end for the Connors. You know what I'm saying? Like, white people run the world. Like, okay, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Y'all want me gone? That's fine. Yeah. I can either file a lawsuit or you can just compensate me with the rest of my money and probably something on the back end and give me some EP credit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm with it. I feel exactly what you're saying.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Cardi was rumored to be performing with Maroon 5 because they're allegedly doing the Super Bowl. And you know, they have that #1 hit with Girls Like You, which Cardi is on. I remember Cardi saying some months back when TMZ or somebody rolled up on her, they was like, would you do the Super Bowl? And I think this before she was even thought of as somebody who could do the Super Bowl. She said, no, I'm not doing it until they get Cap a job, whatever. But do you think Cardi should do it? Do you think that she would do it?
If she wants to do it, certainly. I mean, I wouldn't fault her one way or another. But if she doesn't do it, I applaud her for that as well. And then what was the second question?
Nah, I just said, do you think she will do it or do you think she should do it?
I'm not sure if she will. But if she doesn't, I mean, if she does, then I don't take it as any slight to her. But if she doesn't, I support her either way, I guess, in terms of that. So.
I mean, I think I would, still fuck with Cardi, but I would be disappointed, if she did it. I get it. Everybody got a price.
What if she made it ill, like, I'm with Cap, like, you know what I mean? Like, what if her dress was like, I'm with Cap?
And she did some shit that, like, kind of shut the shit down. Yeah, I can
like how Beyonce did the whole Black Power shit and how they was in San Francisco.
Like, if you do some shit where you take their bread and make them feel stupid,
I would do that.
I'm with it. I can roll with that. 100%.
Like, all right, boom, I got you. Matter of fact, I would have did some mad Black Power shit. Like,
like straight out Black Power shit, not no shit that can be interpreted. Yeah, I mean, like some straight out, like you said, she had some shit like I'm with Cap or fuck the NFL or some shit like that. Like that would be dope. I believe in infiltration, to dismantle.
Yeah.
I do believe in that. So yeah, I would fuck with it. But if it's just her up there, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what they always do with the Super Bowl. They take these fucking white performers and then they sprinkle in the people who you really want to see. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? They did that with the Janet and Justin shit. They did that shit when they had fucking Missy Elliott come out with, who Missy Elliott come out with? Madonna, I think it was Madonna. You know what I'm saying? They had Beyonce come out. Was Beyonce wasn't even,
she did her own thing. Last 3 years ago.
3 years ago? Okay. But yeah, yeah, I'm hoping that it is a trend, you know what I'm saying? And like I always tell people, don't negate your power. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's, you know what I'm saying, that's off the one vote, like my vote don't count. Yes, your vote counts. If you want to not watch some shit, like those numbers count. You know what I'm saying? Like enough of us don't watch the shit or whatever. Cause I know mad people that's, you know what I'm saying, protesting the NFL and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think, Amy Schumer said something great too about, why aren't there more white people kneeling? But there are not as many black people kneeling as it should be either. You know what I'm saying? This directly impacts you. But whatever.
Shout out to Eric Reed, for fucking, him, as he started spazzing on fucking Malcolm Jenkins and shit, at the beginning of the Philly and, Panthers game this past weekend, cause apparently Malcolm Jenkins, like, catapulted off their platform to fund his own shit, like how niggas do. So yeah, shout out to bruh, cause he went at that nigga head and we fucking won the game on them suckers. And it was a great game. And and they tried to cheat my boy.
Fuck the NFL and your great game.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, we're definitely doing that.
Well, it was a great game. You should have saw Eric Reed they tried to cheat my boy. They tried to, he caught the interception at the end. They tried to say the ball hit the ground. We still got that one. So shout out to that. Go Panthers, keep pounding.
Fuck the NFL, fuck the Panthers, fuck the Cowboys, fuck as a whole organization, as a crew.
Fuck your Cowboys, but our owner.
Fuck my Cowboys. I'm saying fuck my Cowboys. Like, fuck all them niggas. I'm black.
The Panthers owner
I'm
is
black
very
for
proactive.
anything.
He said that he will pay all fines for anybody that kneels, and he's publicly denounced fucking Donald Trump on several occasions.
That's what's up.
So,
That's what's
he's
up.
He's a new owner.
Shout out.
I forgot his name, but shout out to that. He dope.
Shout out to that. So Amy Schumer and Rihanna, lit. Yep. What you got? Yep. Lit. All right. Last but not least, Diddy and Cassie broke up. I think that is just crazy because they've been together for fucking 11 years. You know what I'm saying? And reports say that they've been broken up for months. Do you think 11 years is a long time without a ring?
Yeah.
That's what the internet is saying. Yeah. I think that it's a long time if that was the goal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not everybody together want to get married. You know what I'm saying? And let's be honest here. Cassie ain't had to work in 11 years. That's a sweet ass job. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't had to work. You know what I mean? Like, all you had to do was fucking be pretty.
I seen the tweet.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga said, Cassie's so fine that the nigga who signed her, like, moved her into his house, wrote her first album, got her popping, then she dipped on that nigga, went to that nigga's CEO and had him gone for 11 years and ain't worked. It was more well put than that, but basically like this journey.
So Cassie used to be with Ryan Leslie, who is low key a pedophile because all the girls he had been fucking with was like 16, 17 years old. Cassie was like 17 years old. Wow. Yeah. And Cassie is only like 31? Yeah. She been with Diddy for 11 years. She's only like 31 years old. So then, Diddy scooped her up and Cassie was always cute to me, but then she got fine. Like, Diddy refined her.
Cassie been
refined. She was cute during this. Fine. Now.
I'm waiting.
First of all, B Hill thinks everyone is
she's
fine. There is nothing. It's only one level. Either you ugly or you fine.
Well, that's cute,
Either
bitches.
your shit is dope or it's trash.
That's cute, bitches.
Like,
mad cute, bitches.
B don't have no middle ground.
Not
it's
true.
like everything is great or
Not
it
true.
sucks, bro.
Not true.
I call them out about this all
And
the
I
time.
always
Everything
not
is
true.
either the best thing ever or it's
Not
trash.
true.
Like, that's
Mad cute bitches out here.
Oh.
But Cassie was fine.
it's mad. Cassie is fine. Cassie is fine for sure. But I think Cassie probably got a buyout. What you think?
I mean, probably, yeah. I mean, he probably, that bitch been had houses and all type of shit. She probably been putting.
But is it in her name?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably. I mean, shit. She did a couple movies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like she did mad.
What movie she do?
She did a movie with Terrence J. She been a model. She been mad like cover spreads and shit. Like she.
BB know way more about these B-list bitches than I do. I don't know nothing. I ain't seen Cassie since whatever that,
she had a movie with Terrence
whatever
J.
that single she was like a year.
It was a good movie too.
Ago,
with French Montana and shit. It was French Montana, Robin Thicke ex-wife. Damn, I forgot the name of that shit.
I don't even know the joint.
That was a good movie though. It was like a little.
It had to be straight to DVD.
Nah, it was out in the movies.
Netflix?
It was out in the movies. It was Terrence J was the main character. He was like French Montana. Like he was he was like Puff, basically, like, you know what I'm saying? But he was trying to get French Montana on, like, and it was dope, man.
That's slightly starting to ring a bell.
It was a dope movie. Dope little black movie and shit.
Insider, whoever these insiders are, says that Diddy will never get married, because he is down low and he doesn't want to be deceitful in his marriage. Now, you know that it's been rumored reports since forever that, Diddy's, swing both ways or whatever. What you think about that? You think that's true? Or why hasn't Diddy gotten married and he keeps these women around for so long?
He might just not want to be married. Like, I mean, he might very well be gay too. I mean, Diddy done allegedly done some mad suspect shit, but he might just don't want to be married. Like, some niggas just don't want to be married. You know what I'm saying? Like, he a billionaire. He just want to do what he want to do. Like, I love you and shit, but I want to, you know what I mean? I'll be in the clubs and shit. Some shit might pop off with a nigga or a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And maybe nigga may not want to relinquish his, like do the whole fucking prenup and shit. He might just not. Some people may not want to get married just because he, you know what I'm saying? Again, under the eyes of God and shit, he don't want to,
Right. That's why I respect it. You know what I mean? I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, marriage ain't for everybody, and marriage, and sometimes, people can try to want to pressure you into something that you don't want to do because you've been with somebody 11 years, like, and we'll be together for 11 more. You know what I mean? Like this, but hey, Cassie, will definitely scoop up another billionaire super quick. He might be white, but she'll scoop him up. Pretty quick. We not gonna feel sorry for Cassie out here at all.
Cassie living.
And, I'm sure, I'm sure French then spooned Puffy through the breakup and they probably back at it. So, so the Diddy and Cassie breakup, I don't know if it's lit or shit. I'm with you. It's 4 in the bush and 5 in the hand.
That is not a Southern nigga there.
How I go?
Not that way. Jesus Christ.
Alright, my bad. What you giving it? How many bushes in the hand?
I guess it's even. I don't know. I'm not giving you my saying because I don't want you to butcher my shit. It's right in the middle. Slap dab in the middle.
You just had to speak your truth. You should have just gave it. Oh man. Hey, that was lit or shit, man. We about to get into, 8 shit and 2 cents. 8 shit and 2 cents is our listener letter segment where we give advice to listeners who clearly don't care about taking advice from people who drink a lot. Somebody's almost naked. So based on this letter, it kind of gives kind of like the same vibe of the letter that we read last week. So most of the time people don't have good subject lines, but this was a good subject lines. It said tea or not to tea.
That's all.
Right, exactly. That's why I was like, oh no, I gotta read that. It said last week, I heard the letter last week and decided to get y'all opinion about a similar type
Thank you for
situation
listening.
that recently occurred. Thank you. Right. Thank you for listening. I was at the W Hotel having a drink at
nigga
the
trying
bar
to
with some
stunt.
friends.
Nigga, you know you
Right.
was at the
They
W.
could have been like, I was at the bar, right?
You weren't at the W. You was at the Marriott on Spring
You
Street.
was at the Doubletree, eat one of them warm ass
Yeah,
cookies.
it's fine.
and-
That's okay. You ain't got to stunt for the podcast. We know you, okay? But you might have been at the W. We got
man.
rich listeners too. Goddamn.
Yeah. It ain't hard to have a drink at the W if they live in Atlanta.
That's
or
true.
somewhere.
That's true.
It's a bunch of W's. But anyway, it said, I was at the W having a drink at the bar with some friends. We had this super cool gay bartender. He was a cute light skinned guy with green eyes.
Is this a woman or a man?
in parentheses.
That the listener.
The letters from Miss Lipton.
Oh, okay. Miss what?
Lipton.
Oh, I thought you said
like
lit
the tea.
tits. I'm like, holy shit. That's all.
That's what you heard. Miss Lipton.
Lit tits. What up? Your tits is lit.
Lipton's like
I
the
don't even know
tea.
if
Tea or
tits can
not
really
to
be
tea.
lit because they're just kind of there. They're nice. They're ornamental. I mean, you can do stuff with them, but they're just more for show.
You crazy as fuck. Tits is lit.
I mean, they're cool. It's not like a fat ass or like a good wet vagina, but okay. Let's keep moving.
Let me say this because you know when you see bad
Oh,
tits.
yeah.
So you definitely got to, in order to have bad tits, you got to have lit
Yeah, that's
tits.
true. Yeah.
Exactly.
You need to get your bad tits lifted so they could be lit.
Right, exactly.
Damn cow udders. Those are the worst. I hate titties like that. Like I hate like
I hate oatmeal
I
bag
hate
titties.
fucking crescent roll titties.
What the fuck do a crescent
You know how
roll
like you
titty
know how
look
you
like?
unroll the
It's
crescent
swirled?
roll. You know how like you unroll the crescent roll and that shit just like
So like titties that can be tucked in
like
the belt.
mad triangles, like rolled up.
Mad triangles.
Oh, triangle, rolled up triangle titties.
I
Them
know
shit's
exactly
trash,
what
man.
you're talking
Oh,
about
those
now,
are so
yo.
trash.
I thought you was talking about the like the sock full of oatmeal titties.
No.
Where it's just like the baggy joint and it's a bunch of like
Yeah,
meat at the
those
bottom
suck.
of the titty.
Those suck.
Cause they used to fucking breastfeed and
Yeah.
shit.
Shout out to my old lady.
man.
Well,
Wait, that was
I
a
know.
wild shout out segue.
she got some.
Clean that up
she
real
got some
quick
nice
before
boobs.
we get
She has
into
nice
it.
boobs.
Okay, good.
No, nah, she got like she breastfed 3 children and her fucking tits are awesome. Shout out to her.
Oh, yo, listen, I would love to just be Tiff sitting with the fucking podcast on, listening to some of the shit you say, bro. She probably be turning red.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Oh, shit. Okay, focus,
Okay,
focus,
what?
bro. Focus. Back.
Oh yeah, light
We
skinned
had
gay
this
dude.
super cool bartender. He was cute, light skinned guy with green eyes. I'm assuming they were contacts. Really attractive dude. He was telling us how a bartender is an easy way to secure the bag because it's mad, down low, and curious niggas that's always flirting with him. He was telling us how he be finessing these niggas. He proceeds to tell us that this older dude has been coming to the bar very frequent and flirting with him. He said that the dude checked in earlier that day and said he will be back down to stare into his green eyes. So as we are drinking, having a good kiki with this bartender, he says, there goes Zaddy right there sitting in the lounge area.
I hope no gay man ever calls me Zaddy. Just that's got to be the most
Wouldn't you
derogatory
be so
shit ever.
lucky
That's
to be
like,
a zaddy?
That's terrible. Okay, go ahead.
It said, I turned to see it's my aunt's boyfriend.
Oh shit.
All right, plot twist. I damn near passed out, but I kept my cool. We finished up our drinks and left to go to our
She ain't say
destination.
nothing.
I
She ain't
made
say
it
nothing
my
to her
point.
uncle.
Right. I made it a point for my aunt's boyfriend not to see me. I'm receiving conflicting advice from my friends. Do I tell my aunt? And that's from Miss Lipton's.
Litty titties
Go,
in the
B.
city.
Lit tits.
That is fuck, man. Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Yo.
Hell yeah.
Nah, you going first this time because you made me
Yeah,
go
I
first
know.
last time.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. You
I
gotta tell Auntie that like her boy, like you might have to catch her in the act type shit. Like, I don't know. Fuck, man. I don't know. Yeah, you gotta tell her though, cause the nigga down low, like, he like boys. He like boy pussy. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why you ended
like if he was just cheating with a woman
just
type
look on
shit,
your face like that's matter of fact.
Yeah, like if he was cheating with a woman, then, you know, not to be, you know what I'm saying?
Thank y'all. I love y'all for sending it.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I love y'all. I just want you to know
it was well written too.
Go ahead.
You did a good job writing it. Cause like, it was like fucking Mike Myers came out the goddamn shit like, plot twist. There goes Mike Myers. He just walked through the building. He about to kill everybody. Like, fuck.
You was like, oh,
I just
shit.
seen Uncle JoJo. Uncle JoJo and that motherfucker. He like boy pussy.
Uncle JoJo like that boot tang swing.
Boot tang killer.
So that's your shit. That's your shit. You just straight up like you got.
Yeah, I don't have much shit. More than that. That's it. That's all I got.
All right. So this is where I'm conflicted on this, right? Because first of all, and this probably goes back to me just having some recent conversations with niggas who say, well, women who say that they would date a bisexual man. So we don't know if her aunt already knows that he is bisexual. However, you know, whether you're bisexual or not, that does not give you free license to cheat.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you like both sexes. If you're in a monogamous relationship, it doesn't matter. Whoever you like should be the person that you with at that moment. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know necessarily if, you know, cause come on, let's keep it 100. You know, gay dudes like to hype shit up too. True. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know, all of the details on that, but I kind of gotta side with B on this because if that's my aunt, I gotta get her the tea and let her do whatever she want to do with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I didn't catch him, you know what I'm saying, sword fighting, but you know what I'm saying? I didn't, niggas wasn't too shaying up in that junk, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like because that's family and that's your aunt, you know what I'm saying, that you at least gotta say, look, this is what I saw. Take what you want from that. This is what I heard. This is what happened. Uncle JoJo was Zaddy. Homeboy said Zaddy wanted to come back and stare into his green eyes. So do what you want to do with that, auntie. Shit. So I would just give it to my aunt. I probably wouldn't tell nobody else in the family. Yeah, I'd just
be like, yo, let's go to lunch real quick, auntie. Tell you about uncle.
Yeah.
Or let's go to the W.
Right. Where the Zaddies hang out. Dog, how wild would that be if they go to the W and he in there fucking staring in this nigga eyes?
Uncle Zaddy come through. Like, goddamn, Uncle Zaddy. Fuck.
Dang, Uncle Zadarans out this motherfucking getting saucy. Alright, man. So what's your final advice?
I just told you, take it to the W. Y'all have lunch. Go talk to the little bartender nigga and shit. And don't even allude to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just see what's happening with what's happening. And damn. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Just be like, oh, it's a guy that was here. What was his name? Remember last time I was here? You was talking about.
You talking about Zaddy? Zaddy.
All right. This nigga probably call all the niggas
right. Like, what's Zaddy? Fuck. Don't call me Zaddy, man.
But yeah, I'm with B. After I do my breakdown analysis, I still feel like all roads lead to, you gotta at least give your aunt the information. You know what I'm saying? Let her do what she want with that. And again, I feel like that's just should be something just between, you know what I'm saying, you and your aunt. Don't go around telling the whole family, you know what I'm saying? Cause they might have an open relationship or she might be cool with what he's doing.
Oh yeah, I know that
whatever
nigga
the case may be.
Like the boys.
Right.
The little boy.
Right. When we met, we was both sucking a dick.
Jesus Christ.
So.
Speaking of trains from earlier, shout out to Cassie and her trainisms. My dog like to get them trains ran. She in denial.
Hey, don't insult our guests. I mean, don't insult our listeners.
Squad. She's
our
family,
loyal listeners.
But she like to get the train ran on her. And she refuses. She's in denial.
Hey, I just want to give a disclaimer that Sean was not a part of that whole statement. Even though it was a train, I was just not a part of that whole statement. That be here.
Trizzy train.
Miss Lipton's, get back with us and let us know, how that works out. All right. Let us know what happened. If you want some advice from, Dr.
Bill.
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 Why can't just say
and the H
Bill?
is silent. Like Dr. Phil, but
The
Dr.
H is
Bill.
silent.
For you hoes.
And Professor
Yeah.
Fresh. Dr. Hill, Pill.
She's so
I want to
trash.
say Pill. I am very trash when it comes to this fake moniker.
7,000 proof, you know, shit. Motherfucker trying to start a damn, fucking.
Sorry, I'll get a summer honey body oil to drink or some shit.
Go, edge the grass. I ran out of
Hey,
gas.
that's when you having a good time. That's how we having a good time. And I am having a good time.
I'm glad.
But contact us at theainshitshow@gmail.com, and that's the expert I will be, and your letter may be read on the show. Yeah. We love the tea, sis. So give us that. You ready to get into free smoke?
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. So you actually had a pretty good segue earlier today when you were talking about what people hate about, or not what people hate, like you don't have a certain tact about certain shit, so it may offend someone. So today's topic, okay, so free smoke is where we talk about hot button personal issues. It could be anything, politics to petty, anything we want to talk about really in this segment. And today's topic is love-hate thing. And what I just want to talk about here is, and it's based on just some conversations that I've had recently. And it's about things or unpopular opinions, really, like things you may like, but some people have problems with it. You know what I'm saying? And one of the first questions that I have here, B, is what is something that you love about yourself or your personality that some people have a problem with?
People just say I'm very direct. My homegirl Carmen, like that I mentioned several times on this podcast, says that I just say shit. All my friends, actually. If you ask any of my friends, like my friends,
maybe that's why this podcast is good, because we both say shit.
I say just wild shit, like, and I don't be meaning it. Like, it doesn't, like the way it comes out is not good, but it's not from a malicious place. Sometimes, I mean, obviously some people piss me off, but when I'm talking to my peoples and shit, it's not from a malicious place. It's just, I don't know how to say things. Like, I don't know how to talk to people all the time. I've always had a smart mouth. It's gotten me in trouble in my life. Still not working.
But you love it. You love it about yourself.
I wouldn't change it I can't change it. I done tried, but I can't. Like, even when I try, like,
I done tried.
You know what I mean? Like, I just fall victim to it. So hell yeah. I love it. Like, cause I'm brash and uncouth, as I've been, dubiously titled.
Ray Uncouth. Ray on Carruth.
I see what you did.
You know, mine is kind of, it's in the similar vein. I love my communication style. Like, I love the fact that I am direct, and I don't try to be rude or anything like that, because I definitely try to make sure that whatever I'm conveying is what needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a beat around the bush type person. So if you contact me and you say, hey, Sean, this is what's going on, what do you think I should do? I'm going to tell you what I think you should do. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you asked me.
Yeah, if you solicit my ideas and shit, or my opinions.
Yeah, right. If you solicit my advice, I'm going to give you my advice. If you call me and you just want to vent, I'm going to sit there and listen. But the thing I'm not going to do is bullshit you. You're not going to call me and tell me all the ways you fucked up and think I'm going to be like, girl, it's going to be all right. Don't even worry about it. I'm going to be like, no, like, this is what you need to do to fix it. Or this is the things that you have to think about. But what I've learned, is that some people don't like that. And that's fine with me, because you came to me. You know what I mean? Like, you came to me, and if it's something that deals with me and my feelings, you can't tell me how to convey my feelings about you to you. You know what I mean? Like,
what Ho said,
I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Forgive me for my brash delivery, but
right. But I remember
what these streets did to me.
These did
no
to
doubt.
me. Right.
I was about to fuck that last part up. I'm glad you saved me.
Don't worry, I'm a Hova aficionado. Yeah, you was looking for a prayer. You was looking for Hova the God to come down for real.
It got complicated, but yeah.
But yeah, so like that's one of the things, because like, first of all, nobody is going to stand up for you like you. So if I'm not standing up for me, what the fuck I'm trying to be a shrinking violet for? Like, nah, I'm going to tell you, you have to teach people how to treat you. Yeah. You have to teach people how to treat you, man. And you gotta teach people how to treat you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not about to let you disrespect me in an effort to make you feel okay. Yeah. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. Some people have a problem with that, and that's totally fine. You know what I'm saying? If you just want to talk, like, I'm not the person that's gonna kick you when you down. I'm just not the person that's gonna sprinkle sugar on bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not that person. So if that's what you want, you probably should call somebody else about it, or just be like, yo, I just need to vent, and I don't mind just listening. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like a real friend gonna tell you the truth. So that's something that I love about myself, and some people might have a problem with it. What is something food related that you love that other people think is gross, or they have a problem with it, or it's debates about it?
I love okra. People don't like okra. I mean, some people do, but I love okra. Like, I eat okra all type of ways, like boiled,
okra Winfrey.
Like
boil, ain't it like gooey
should be
as
fire,
fuck?
nigga. You season that bitch up with some goddamn salt and pepper and shit, and then put some butter on that bitch. Nigga, that shit fire.
That shit seem like eating slugs.
Like, now I be baking that shit. So if you could try to bake it. I would recommend baking it, because it doesn't have, it's not slimy at all.
Bake it and put bacon on it.
Yeah, put that shit on like a baking tray and season it up real good, and that shit, like, it's not slimy. So it's kind of like it's like a string bean type shit.
Like fried string beans?
Nah, it's just baked. If you bake string beans and shit,
it's hard.
You can put some baked string beans.
I've never baked a string bean.
Oven with some damn
I've never
balsamic vinaigrette. That shit fire. But yeah, I like pretty much all vegetables.
Well, I'm not all about
okra.
okra.
All vegetables. I think.
You eat Brussels sprouts?
I have one time. I don't think I cooked them well enough, because I didn't like those as much. Like, they baby cabbages, but I don't think I cooked them as good as I wanted it to. So
I'm not a big fan, but somebody made a friend of mine made some you know what, balsamic vinaigrette might be the key to everything. It had like balsamic vinaigrette, and it also had wine on it, some type of red wine, and then they put them in the oven. That shit was good. I never had it like that. I don't have Brussels sprouts often. Like, you don't just run into Brussels sprouts.
It's very rare that you. Yeah, I had bought a bag, like a steam bag, and them shits, I don't know.
The steam bag wasn't good.
Alright. Like, they want all that. I tried to make them good and shit, but they want all that. But I bet if you put them in the oven and roast them bitches probably be fire.
Yeah. Cause I just recently started eating cabbage in like the past 3-4 years.
I've been fucking cabbage.
I give it more than that, probably like 5 years.
I love cabbage. I love all vegetables. Like, it's not like, I don't like rutabagas that much. I used to eat them. My mama used to make them.
I don't even fucking know what a rutabaga
you're not real. That's why.
Tastes like. I'm not real. Sorry, I didn't grow up on a farm.
Well, not really, but I got southern roots, so my granddaddy used to have all the plugs on fucking vegetables and shit, because he used to work with a bunch of niggas and shit. But yeah, no, hell, I love all vegetables. I'm trying to think if there's something weird that I like. I mean,
I think okra was good
okra
enough.
Fire. Boiled okra, that shit. Telling.
So my shit is the age old.
I don't like cauliflower though.
Grits.
Cauliflower.
First of all, let me talk about cauliflower, because I was telling somebody that, I make mashed cauliflower. So mashed cauliflower is bomb as fuck. If you're trying to eat something that's lower in calories but tastes like potatoes, like, mashed cauliflower is the shit. Roasted cauliflower is the shit. Buffalo cauliflower is the shit.
Not a cauliflower fan, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, like, cauliflower kind of takes on the taste of whatever, however you season it. So I make mashed cauliflower often, because I love fucking potatoes. So it's just been a good substitute for potatoes for me. But it is bomb. But going back, staying on topic. My food is the age old discussion of sugar grits versus salt and pepper grits. And I'm team sugar grits.
I'm team all that shit. I put salt, pepper, and sugar in my shit. And honestly, as of late, I've been trying to stay away from sugar. So you could substitute that shit for some honey, salt, pepper, honey, and like some, I don't really use a lot of butter, at home. Like if I'm out and about, I'll use butter, but like I use like olive oil butter and shit. Butter, honey, salt and pepper, nigga. Fire.
So, like regular butter is actually healthy. Like the sticks of butter and shit, that's just cream.
Yeah, but it still come from a cow type shit. So it's not necessarily,
what
I'm saying? It still got saturated fat and shit, like olive oil butter and shit like that. That shit is better for you because it's olive oil. So it's congealed and shit. Or coconut oil.
Well, so let me tell you a thing about olive oil. Olive oil is actually just the same as other oils if you put it to heat.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Olive oil is only healthy if it's cold or out the room temperature. But once you put it on heat, you might as well use canola or vegetable oil or whatever the case. I buy olive oil too because I guess it's just a mental thing.
Coconut oil, and
that
though,
should
like,
be expensive.
coconut oil cook at a higher heat. So that shit is it's got a lot of medicinal properties in it too.
Yeah, but coconut oil leaves a taste.
In certain things it does. That's true.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it changes the
flavor profile.
The taste of what you're eating. The flavor profile. Look at you.
You know what I mean?
Food Network.
I'm a chef
Food
out
Network. But, I can eat, if I'm eating something like shrimp and grits or something like that, I can do like the salt and pepper and shit. But if we're talking about like straight up breakfast.
Grits? Oh, nah.
I'm sugar.
If I ain't got no
need
honey
sugar
and
in my shit.
like I'll use sugar, but yeah, hell yeah, salt, pepper, and sugar, all that. I'll put it all in there. My shit be fire. My whole shit, my grits is be fire as fuck. Like I love.
Waffle House actually have okay grits, and I never order grits from there.
Waffle House.
Yeah,
because they either give you the options of hash browns or waffles, or grits. And
I always go hash browns.
Win over top of grits. And it shouldn't be that way. Cause Waffle House, not for nothing, hash browns is actually trash. Like them shits ain't really that good.
No, they're not really that good, but if you, don't have a lot of options for, potatoes are my kryptonite.
Yeah, potatoes fire.
What is something related to adulting that you love that other people might have problems?
I like cutting my garden shit. I like cutting grass. And I like weed eating and shit and edging my shit up, like putting a line on my grass. I love cutting grass. Like planting and shit, that shit is cool. I like yard work. Like I like planting and shit and cutting grass.
Yeah, that is an unpopular.
Yeah, I like doing that shit.
Yeah, I don't like any of that. I don't have, I know a lot of people who love like gardening and shit like that, and it just does nothing
it's dope
for
to
me.
See, like garden.
We waiting fucking 3 months to get one
that
tomato.
Shit dope, though. So it shows you how real God is. You know what I'm saying? Like you could put something in the ground and sustain life. You know what I'm saying? Like you can this small ass seed. Deep. Like that's when I first got a garden. I haven't done a garden since I moved to my new house, but my old house I used to have a big ass garden
with seeds and shit.
And like that shit was very like getting with nature is like very close to God. You know, like the whole religion shit. I told you I ain't big on that, but like spirituality, that shit is like the utmost in spirituality because you could put something in the ground and it can sustain and thrive off oxygen, sunlight, and fucking water. You know what I'm saying? And you can reap the benefits of that because it grows fruit or harvests, it bears fruit or bears vegetables and shit like that. And you can sustain life off that shit. And so it's kind of like a cycle. It's a circle of life. And that shit was pretty dope to me. So I enjoy that shit. That shit's really dope.
Yeah, you can keep all that shit. I don't want anything to do with any of that shit, any dirt, I'm not a nature person. I'm just not a nature person. Like, I love things like water and shit like that. But when we talking about like
I'm not
dirt,
a nature
when
person.
we talking about,
I just love things like water.
No, I'm saying, when people talk about when people talk about going to the beach and shit, they not talking about getting close to nature and shit. Like, in the same aspects, although it is the same thing.
If you like the calm of the beach and shit and waking up like the sunrise coming off the beach, that shit is spirituality. That shit is God. That shit is nature. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, I don't know.
Yeah, but we're segmenting things out. You can keep your gardens. You can keep anything dealing with dirt. You can keep your hikes. you can keep you can keep all of that for me. Like, I'm not with any of that, but I guess the way my nature works is I love water. I love the calm on the water. I do like the sun coming up. I do wake up to see the sun and all of that shit, but I'm not about the plant shit. Dog, I killed bamboo. Like, and my dad, he a country boy, and he definitely had like mad plants and all that shit, like around our houses, and he loved that shit, and I just could not get with it. Like, I see dirt, I think dirt. Like, I think dirty, I think spiders, I think bugs, I think worms, I think, like, I don't want none of that shit in my house. Like, I don't really rock with none of that. You know what I'm saying? So my adulting thing, is I really believe in work hard, play hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the reason I say people have a problem with that, because people are like, I gotta go to work in 2 days. And I just believe like life shouldn't be working and preparing for work. Like, you gotta have some shit in between it. And I'm not saying your play hard gotta be like my play hard, but I feel like you should do things to treat yourself. You should do things that's not just work and preparing to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta do some more shit than that, cause you gotta fucking stop waiting. Stop waiting until next week or next year to go on that trip. We not promised tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got kids, take your kids on the trip and then take yourself on the trip. Even if your trip might be a staycation, get somebody to get your kids, you know what I'm saying, for the weekend, and you stay home. Like, everything ain't gotta cost money, but I do believe in working hard and treating myself for working hard. Cause I can't just imagine my life when I look back on it being like, yo, was at work every day and slept. You know what I mean? Like, I just really can't get with that. Last but not least, you want to talk fashion or music?
Shit, it's like that's like picking a child. Either one. I don't care. I love both of them equally, I guess.
All right. What's a music related thing, album, artist, whatever, related to music that you love that other people may not love as much as you or have problems with?
I guess I don't know if they would have problems with it necessarily, but like, I mean, I don't really.
Or it might not be a popular opinion. Like, some people just don't like.
I mean,
it.
I like a lot of Joe Budden music. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, I mean, he's not.
That's definitely
most popular. You know what I'm saying? But for his music, I mean, he has a cult following and loyal fans, obviously. But I think he's like incredibly dope. I'd like for him to actually start back rapping, because I think it would be pretty ill to see considering all the things that he has going on. But yeah, he's one of my favorite rappers.
I think it would be dope if Joe Budden rapped and had money so that he had producers and good beats and shit like that. I would love to see what he
And Freddie Gibbs too. I like Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs and Joe Budden, they're like two of my favorite rappers and shit, and they're not necessarily mainstream, but they're ill in my opinion. So, but yeah, I mean, and I used to like a lot of rock and roll and shit back in, like, cause I used to go to a white high school for like 6th and 7th grade. And like, when I was, again, going back to that 90s documentary, like, it was mad rock and roll that came on. I was like, fuck, that shit was like, Nirvana was that shit. Like, Teen Spirit is one of the best songs of all fucking time. Like, right there with fucking March Madness.
That was never one of my joints out of the white songs. Teen
that shit
Spirit.
was, that shit was crack.
I like shit like Stacy's mom has got it going on.
I like that shit. I like the hard white boy shit. Like, I used to like Linkin Park and shit. Linkin Park was hard.
Oh yeah, I love Linkin Park. You remember when Linkin Park and Jay did that? I become so you there.
Hey, rest in peace to the white dude that died, man.
Hey, do y'all hate when we be singing?
Nah, they fucking love it. They be singing with it.
I become so hard, baby, take you there.
What was brother name?
Can I get an encore? Do you want more? More with the Brooklyn boy. Hey, yo, you dumb as hell, bro. You dumb as hell. So I guess I'll piggyback off of you, because you mentioned somebody that I don't really care for music wise. So I'll mention someone you don't care for music wise. But I don't think this is an unpopular opinion. I just think you don't like him because I think Wale is in top 6. Top 6. Wale is in my top 6, and Wale can fucking put words together unlike anybody. Like, and he does it great. Wale got past his whole, I feel like Wale getting with MMG was the best thing that happened with his music because it transitioned him from doing that spoken word type shit to like spitting shit. And I feel like he is, underrated. Now, a lot of people rate Wale, but I feel like overall in this current landscape, he's definitely underrated. So Wale's my guy. Shout out to the home team. Shout out to Wale, man. And he did that, looking at me, that joint, with Lady Gaga at my, high school. Dope. So shout out to fucking Wale. He be repping the city. He does put on for the city. He even got a Redskins chain. He does. Yeah, he does. I think that is so wild that we're still in 2018 allowing a team to use a race of people as a mascot. Yeah. That is America. Dumb wild.
That's fucking America. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's certain shit that just is America. You know what I mean? Like,
racism is America.
Yeah, that's like, they should have like the Harlem niggas. That'll be hard.
We will burn that whole motherfucker
like niggas stuff. Bro. Like, not niggers, but niggas. You definitely going to see the niggas get right. Like, yo, you going to see the niggas tonight?
You dumb as shit.
Going to the nigga. I'm going to a niggas game.
See the niggas. And then the white people who love niggas.
Like, oh, there's some nigga lovers.
Oh man. Anyway, look, y'all gotta stop listening to me. He crazy. Thank y'all for listening to us, man. Thank y'all for listening. Make sure y'all subscribe to the show. Follow us on social and all the streaming platforms. And that's the Ain't Shit Show with an X. X with an I would be. Y'all know Twitter, IG, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, all that. Leave comments, man. Make sure y'all rate us. You know what I'm saying? We still trying to get there. We trying to get to where we need to be. We need some sponsorships because there's some trash podcasts out here that's sponsored by corporations. It's becoming, podcast is becoming the next YouTube. Yeah, I mean, like everybody putting out podcasts, like corporations are putting out podcasts. So it's not like this grassroots thing anymore, but we ain't gonna complain. We just gonna persevere. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck with us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And we appreciate y'all that tune in, every week. And when we miss a week, we appreciate y'all who put a foot on our neck. You know what I'm saying? But just know when we miss a week, it's not because we really want to. Right. It's because of shit got in the way. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all who just post us on y'all pages and then y'all Instagram stories and all of that, who really show us love. We really love you back. And I like to end, every episode with a quote. And today's quote is, instead of begging for a seat at the table, build your own table.
That motherfucker.
Hey, until next week, be great. And it's still Wakanda forever, bitches. Bye.